And good Wednesday night, everyone. We're glad to see you all here today. We are joined by a very special guest, and I'm hiding him, but you all know who it is by now. So, without further ado, let me get rid of this image. We have the great Howlermouse joining us for the first time.
I got excited because I thought it was Mickey Mouse. I was like, cool.
That's right. Yeah.
What's up? I guess.
And we're joined by jolly old Jambo again.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Eric Breen. And of course, the great foreign correspondent, Paulo Costa, who declares he can stay up a little later tonight and hang out with us. So we're all just tickled pink. We have a few gaps in our lineup, but we are ready to go. And before we get going, I noticed that Miranya's in the house. Hello, Miranya. Gratu will probably be joining us very shortly. And we'll add to that as we go. I want to start by saying a very nice thank you to Lead Paint. He sent me this huge letter. You can see he signed it. The reason that's huge because the package he gave me was a Treasury edition. I have a couple of Hulk Treasuries, but he asked in an email if I had, or really asked last week, I suppose, and he sent me this great Treasury because we were talking about the birds last time, and there's Betty as the birds Modog. Isn't that beautiful? I was so thrilled to get this totally out of the blue, and thank you, Lead Paint. We have some of the greatest fans here, and I was totally blown away by that. I correspond with Lead Paint and Bronco Bear, who's over in Israel. And if you'd like to correspond, feel free to write to me at graphicman404@gmail.com. I had to put in some numbers because it wouldn't let me have Graphic Man. So almost as if there's some other crazy person running around with Graphic Man. I don't know who these imposters are.
Earth 2, the Earth 2.
Yeah, it must be. So let's see who else we have. We're being joined here. Fantastic. Good to see you.
Yeah, Gore showed up yesterday when we had the Portuguese language show at Mind the Comics.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah, he heard the name Brian K. Vaughan and just popped in.
Well, great. Little update. I don't know if this will be helpful to anybody, but of course, the projects I've been working on with all these ridiculous boxes behind me, labeling them with nice little posters. I'm also making a little charts of showing each box and what is contained in it, and just add this to my clipboard. The goal is, if I'm out of town, I can call home and ask my wife, hey, look in the Ren 1010 box. Do you see issue number so-and-so? And she'll be able to let me know. And I'm making it as easy as can be to find things. And by keeping a record of, if I want to find out where Lassie is, I have them in the Scamp box. So, because it's dogs, right? Get it? So Top Dog from Marvel, Lassie, Huckleberry Hound, you name it. Because Scamp wasn't a very big run, and I have plenty of room in the box. So I know comic collectors are very meticulous, and some of you guys probably do everything alphabetical order, starting with A or Amazing Spider-Man all the way. But some of you guys segregate DC from Marvel. But I'm a mix, and it's you're connected to infinity, like I told Howler on his stream the other day. When you have a bookshelf or things like that, you're always rearranging, and it is connected to infinity. So I don't know if that helps anybody, but of course I also recommend you put in nice little dividers, and so it's always a work in progress. So don't want to bore too many people with that, but. I don't know if anybody would like to show some good Christmas covers, so I'll start off with a little Copper Age. And this one probably doesn't count right off the bat, but it's got a lovely little wreath on the top there. So Dick Tracy from Blackthorn. This one will be more Christmas themed because they actually say Merry Christmas on the cover. And there's another wreath. I don't know if you guys ever got these. They printed 99 of them. This one's really Christmas because on Christmas Day, 1949, Dick Tracy marries his sweetheart, Tess Trueheart. So that's very, very Christmassy. I'm going to show you guys an image. The original Carl Barks cover of this great classic. And it was remade with different art later on in the 70s. The dog is different and the placement of the boys are different. And to illustrate that, I've put them side by side. The new artist has made the dog not look so much like Pluto. But everybody's been redrawn. Even the bricks in the building have been redrawn. Mm-hmm. And later, Barks did that same, his original, he made into an oil painting. And it appeared on Christmas Parade. And here's another good Christmas Parade. Boys are getting a tree. And our thumbnail is a version of this. But it's Mickey and Donald from the great Gladstone. I totally loved Gladstone comics. This one's somewhat Christmassy, but not quite. I'm probably cheating there. But this one is. It's like Donald is watering the tree and hoping it will grow into the tree they're dreaming of. And for this round, I'll stop on this one. Here's a nice little reindeer by the great Russell Schroeder artist, who I think is trying to do Walt Kelly with the little short beaks. But there we go. That was my opening round. And, you know, Paulo, I'm such a habit of going to you because you have to go turn in so soon. But are you ready to go, or do you want to?
No. Let's have our guest of honor tonight do something first.
If he doesn't mind, I didn't want to throw him into the spotlight so soon, but I'm sure.
No. He needs to be.
All right, baptism by fire
through his initiation.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
All right. I could pan the room, but like I ended up actually working all day today, right? And I came home 8 and fell asleep. So I just grabbed through some of the boxes and just came up with a few here. But I want to start out with just one book, if that's all right, since we're making rounds. And I'm going with like the one that I got when I was 13. I now have 3 copies of this, but it is from like 1986. They're not very old compared to what we're looking for here, right? But it's a classic, and I got to talk to Keith Giffen about this at Heroes Con. But it's the Ambush Book Stocking Stuffer, and it reveals in it in a splash page that Santa is a mutie, and he's had enough of everybody, and he's like up your chimneys, So just a fun little book. And this one has been read to death, and it's so much fun, Oh no, they're throwing Booster Gold at me. There's an ongoing joke on that, right? But the whole thing about this is that at 13 years old, this page where Santa Claus is a mutie, where they're taking a shot at the X-Men, has just stayed with me for 35 years. I would actually doodle this in study hall and in classes, and sometimes get in trouble just for laughing about it. And I thought everybody read comics of some sort. It just never dawned on me they didn't know that was from a comic book. I never thought they would think that I actually came up with it. So I had a math teacher that got a kick out of it and actually hung it on the wall. So yeah, there we go. Ambush Bug Stocking Stuffer. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Very nice.
So.
Well done.
All right. Well, Eric or Jambo, who wants to arm wrestle for the chance
Go
to
ahead,
go?
Eric. You look festive. I'm sure you got a plethora of
Eric
books
knew you were
there.
going to say that. So.
I do have a few at that. Let's grab the first stack here. Lead off with back when they used to put Christmas in the title. that looks familiar graphic. Because we read half of it last week.
Yes, we did.
1991. I think it's 1991. Yeah.
It is 1989 or 88.
I'm way
I don't know. In 1988, I probably wouldn't have had to hold it back like this to read the damn year. Here's number 2.
Hello, Jackson in the crowd.
And here's one. It's not a Christmas on the cover, but it is a Christmas story where Sandman is fighting Human Torch and Spider-Man, but he has to get to his mom's because it's Christmas Eve and it's a tradition.
It's a classic.
Yep.
Speaking of something else that we read, there's the Teen Titans issue that was in that Christmas with the superheroes.
Oh, and I have that.
Here, maybe the best single Christmas comic ever published. Anybody, if you haven't read this, read this.
Are you going to reveal who Santa really is, or are you just going to let him think it's Santa?
Well, I'll give you a clue. It's the Rhino.
He's got a wrecking bar.
Outrage.
Yeah, there. Oh my God, there's some that book is just hysterical.
Hello, time travel.
Here's a Christmas in Disneyland.
Oh, excellent. Great tree.
Disney's Christmas Parade. And let's see, I'll do a couple more here. Bugs Bunny's Christmas Funnies.
No, I like
Never,
that.
never seen it. Wow.
And these are far from impressive, but the heck, I don't have any of the old ones anymore. A couple of Archie Giant series Christmas stockings.
Sweet.
And one more. Yeah, that'll do for this round.
Very nice. Hello, God Tank. All right. After every episode, I realize I still got to get more of these books because you guys show stuff I'd have never seen. It's great.
Kind of like after Strange Life's been on.
Oh yeah.
or Rod. Keeping up with you guys is not easy.
Yeah.
Years ago, Strange Life came on, made a video, and he's talking about, remember that missing box of comics? Well, I think I've moved it around to some of my other property, but that's okay because the books that are missing, I found this box. And he pulled up a box and he pulled out 7 copies of Giant Size X-Men. He was like, I think I'll be okay if I don't find that other box.
Well, thank you, sir.
It is an awesome sweater, God Tank.
It's hideous, and I break it out once a year around this time.
All right, Jambo, how's everything going in Kentucky?
Pretty good. Pretty good. A little chilly sunshine today, but it's all good. My holiday selection of comics is very limited.
That's okay.
Micah.
Show us all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I'll show you some stuff I've got myself for Christmas. But I had this. This was like my first holiday book I ever got. So
I was wondering where mine went. It's in Kentucky. I see.
Yeah. It's well read and well loved.
This is the one that Metarog also had, right?
Yeah.
The suspect list is going to grow to 2 shortly.
Yeah.
And there's a nice Santa Claus.
And I like that one because
I've seen that.
I do the backstory that those kids are tired of getting shortchanged every year, so they're going to take matters into their own hands.
Yeah.
Then they got jobs on horror covers for DC.
They did. Yeah. And they were on a lot.
Oh, Eric, you're getting called out.
Man. Got a nice Yule log special from the Tick. Spoon.
Did you ever see the Tick cartoon where he had to fight a guy dressed up like evil Santa and he just couldn't do it?
Yeah. I think I remember that. That was a great little series too. I loved watching that.
Mhm.
And I'll show you one more because I
Sure.
don't have many. It's a nice Elvira Christmas special
Nice.
with this super long list of things she wants. So, yeah, it's Freak the Elf out there. It's like, man, we got to
He's
get all
worried-
that stuff together.
He's worried what Mrs. Claus is going to say.
Yeah, no doubt.
Santa, is that a candy cane in your pocket?
Yeah,
Or are you just
be happy.
or are you
there.
just happy to see her?
You know, Jambo, I've never seen your channel, but I'm an instant fan when you got Vampirella and Elvira right in my face.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some digging. I'm surprised. Is your channel exactly what it's called here tonight? Have you
Yeah.
changed over the years? Have you always been the same?
I've been Howlermouse since 1994. So
Okay.
yeah. But I'm kind of like Woody Allen. My older videos are the fun ones. I don't know what to tell you about anything the last couple of years. I didn't realize how reactionary I was. When comics are bad, my channel sucks. You know. It's like-
Hal,
Paolo, there for about a year and a half. There was a Friday night show called Cavern of Chaos on my show that Paolo was on, and they've carried it over to another channel, Jared Osborne. Yeah.
Yep.
Howler, you're still kind of new to us, or to this channel, but in honor of Jambo, I came up with this great tribute. So that is one poster he has not requested I send his way for some reason. So
Yeah. Just
I try to imagine what it would look like in his area there, but anyway, I did my best.
that one. Just don't do it for me. I'm sorry.
No,
I'll initiate the GoFundMe to get that made. That was awesome.
oh, you like it? Really good. All right, Paulo, what do you got for us?
So I went to Bidetech to search for the word Noel, and the first thing I found was this: the first book in a series of 3 graphic novels with Aimé Noël, in which it appears that it's quite a mad Santa. And the following year, he had reason to. Whoops! There it is. To be even madder. And then he got even madder. Red with anger, it says here. Then some Smurfs, a special edition of the Smurfs, Noël chez les Schtroumpfs. So in case you didn't know what the Smurfs were called in French, it's Schtroumpf.
Okay. So in America, they say, Smurf this and Smurf that, so that doesn't really roll off the tongue. I wonder how.
Yeah, it does not, but they keep saying it.
Yeah. What would Smurfette's name be in?
No fit.
I think it's Strumpfet, I think.
The Smurfs,
So-
they all burn their houses down, but they go to Brainy's house. But anyway,
So here it is, Merlin contre le Père Noël. This guy does not appreciate that Santa shows up every Christmas in his chimney. He's probably there to steal something. Of course, this is done by a great name here, Sfar, who is very well known for a very prolific output.
It's like my house.
And Les Vacances du Sacré Père Noël, the holidays of the sacred Father Christmas. I think this is more of an illustrated book, so not really a comic, but and it's originally English. This is the French edition. Oops, and we'll let that for another round.
All right, they look good. Who do we got in the chat? Oh, Mr. Rigor Mortis. One day we're gonna have him come on. I think I keep offering, but he's a young un. He's like Paulo. He's a fossil in training.
So you keep asking, and he keeps stiffing you.
I don't think he responds, or I'm not asking right. But anyway, well, let's see here. I'll show a few more. And by the way, Jambo, feel free to show us anything. I don't exactly have a tremendous amount either, but here's Donald Duck and the Golden Christmas Tree.
I've read that.
Yeah, it's one of the few times when I think Karl Barks got into the whole magic. Everything's magic. This was a nice retelling of Christmas on Bear Mountain, which would be the first appearance of Uncle Scrooge. Later, they revisited that area, so it's the return of Bear Mountain. That's why I'm including it in this. Another Christmas time episode. Another copy. Oh, I meant to show this to Gra too, because here's one. Notice the full cover at the bottom. Here's the newsstand edition with the barcode. Now, if you remember, like superhero comics, you either had a barcode or they had the little box with a character of Spider-Man or whatever inside it. Here, for some reason, either a barcode or no barcode. So I made notation. One's a newsstand edition, like anyone cares. And here's a good old gold key. And Donald's getting a boost up to hang the star. And for some reason, Dewey doesn't appreciate it. And those boys can hide when they think no one will catch them. Somebody's getting some skis.
So with Huey, Dewey, and Louie, I don't really remember. Are they orphaned and they've been left with Donald Duck, or does he just have a horrible family that neglects their kids and makes them keep them all the time?
Donald has a sister named Della. And Karl Barks made out a rough, what do you call it?
Family tree.
Yeah. And but they couldn't come up with the name for the father of Huey, Dewey, and Louie, so they had a branch or a bird on a branch in the way of his name. So that was their way of telling you we have no idea who their dad is. But they're staying with their uncle. This is a large one, Christmas Parade. It's my childhood copy. That's why it's got the wrinkles on it. And here's how thick it is. Wow. Here's the back cover.
Oh, it's great.
Little
stuff.
rabbit down there.
Such good stuff. Oh, man.
And so every story is Christmas. So I guess the editors said, hey, let's grab all our old Christmas stories and we'll throw them all into one nice big volume. And I'll show one more. These are when Gladstone was putting out the albums. So they're really thin.
Donald's going to be sorry about buying those drums.
Oh, yeah. And if you're wondering what happened here, I decided to move a little closer to the heater. So no big mystery there. So.
See, there we go, man. I'm with you guys. I'm like, you want to compare heaters? I got one here at the door.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the rhino. Okay, I think I'm caught up there. All right. Howler, do you have something else to show us?
Yeah, I think I'll do too because there's the spectrum. And when you actually showed some Carl Barks, it clicked in my head, and I was able to covertly jump over to this shelf right here.
Cool.
So this one's a little bit more wholesome than the next one I'm going to show here, but it's a Bone Holiday special from Hero, and
I meant to pull that out. Yes, thank you.
And you're showing all the gemstone, the Carl Barks. I'm holding myself back not to get into this box that's not unpacked because I have some of those. You reminded me of what I had there, But just a little, the traditional black and white with Jeff Smith, highly Carl Barks relatable, influenced. Nice little black and white pin up here for that he did in 1993.
I would say some Walt Kelly influence as well from Pogo. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Okay. I'm settling down. You said Pogo. I love Pogo. But yeah, I just got a kick out of being able to find this. This was an insert in an old magazine during the 90s called Hero that could have been competition for Wizards if they had stuck to the guns. But then it's amazing what 5 years difference is because I showed you my beat up ambush bug back, from when I was 5 years later. I'm able to actually take care of my books much better, and we get the Lobo Paramilitary Christmas special that should be in everybody's stocking this year, even though it came out in 91. And basically the premise is that the Easter Bunny decides to put a hit out on Chris the Crusher Kringle, old Santa there, by hiring Lobo and his bulldog at the time. A lot of terrible things happen to a lot of elves, and it's just a lot of fun if you have that sort of dark humor a little bit, So, he's I think Lobo does a pretty good job with his job, So, and it was so funny because when I pulled it out of the bag, I'm proud of myself. It still smells like ink. I'm like, well, fantastic! It smells like it's freshly pressed. And then the next one, last one I'll show on this one. That'll leave me two after this. But I don't know if you guys are into the Goon or have read the Goon from back in the day. But here's a little issue where Eric Powell is highly influenced by EC Comic, like guys like Jack Davis and stuff, old horror books and everything with a lot of humor in there. He sort of got away from the humor as things went on, but feels like the Great Depression era with the Goon in the little world he lives in. And I love how he went back to the original 1930s Christmas Carol movie to pay a little ode there to the I think it was Christmas Present. Was that the guy with the feast and the big robes and looked a lot like this with his dresses. So good stuff. Okay, and that's it for this round. I got two more books left, so I gotta.
Sure.
Graphic, do you get the feeling that Lobo book is just stalking you through YouTube now?
Yeah, there's another guy who has a channel. He's been wanting to read that, and Eric usually shows up and does all the narration. And,
Tim knows him. He's streamed with before Englentine.
All right.
Wait, Englentine? Who is it? Yep. Who's? Oh yeah.
We butcher comics every Friday night by reading them to varying degrees of skill.
Are you trying to do it like a radio show? You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing the voices and everything?
Yeah. We read the book. We assign parts and
you see the screen and you're hearing our voices. So
1 week we read Hostess ads.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ad-libbing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so what the joke is, Eric's been dragging me into some of these, and Englentine wants to do that Lobo book you showed, and I don't know if I was willing to do Rudolph the Reindeer or what else he was doing, but Lobo is acquired taste, I think, and it's fabulous. But Breen knows that I've been kind of ducking that one, and so when you showed it, that's what he's saying. So, but it's fine. I just
If they would just make a book where Lobo takes out Booster Gold, I could probably put them both to rest and move on with my life.
Sure.
So,
No, it's a lot of fun reading those, except they don't give you any practice. So, and like when we were doing some Sergeant Rock or Sergeant Fury, they said, "All right, graphic man, you've got Nazi number 2." And so I don't know who that is until there's a couple of guys talking. I have to start reading what they say. So,
yeah, but if we practice, we might get good at it.
Yeah, it might be worth watching, but
well, would it be worth watching if we were good at this? I think that might hurt us.
It might. Yeah, it might. So, Paulo, did you have trouble with that, or you just pulled it?
No, just waiting for everybody to.
No.
Stop,
I saw
it. I'm ready to go.
I saw it. Yeah.
Okay,
I didn't click on it right away.
And here we are. So this is Felix the Cat. With special Christmas editions from French publications. Now for some Disney, these were book editions. The ones that I'm showing now, they were not newsstand comics. Although even though they were books, they were available in the newsstands. It's Christmas at Mickey and Minnie's. I didn't know they were living together. This is a more recent one with the now typical style of Italian publications, although which the French are imitating. They generate their own stories. Merry Christmas at Donaldsville, 300 pages of Christmas themed comics from the magazine titled Mickey Parade Géant.
So what is Donaldsville? Are they just? Is that what the new name of Duckburg?
Yeah, that's how they call what they call Duckburg in France.
Oh, okay.
Is an older one now, like the other Mickey. This is a book edition. Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge. The Son of the Cat, my Daddy Christmas. Lucha the Cat is a very famous Belgian comic strip. And I don't find it very funny, but apparently the Belgians love it. This character is more famous in Belgium than Garfield is in the United States.
Wow. And it's got an art style that's like Mother Goose and Grimm out of the old.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And just to let you know, Paolo, I did my Ancestry.com. I found out I'm Belgian and Welsh. Just letting you know.
But attracted to this comic for some reason then.
Yeah, I was feeling it. There was a pull.
Yeah, it doesn't actually show you the regular style. This is a little bit more kid friendly. The cat has a style that's very subtle. The joke is sometimes carried by the way that the character is posing in. There's body language there, even though there's no movement.
I dig it. I dig that one.
Another fun series making fun of Santa Claus, Santa Claus and Son. This is volume 2.
Is the son like Santa, or
the son?
How to Train Your Dragon, where the kid is not as cool as dad?
Yeah, number one son in the Charlie Chin cartoon.
Okay.
There.
All right.
Is Santa a drinker in this book?
I'm not sure, but I'm not surprised if he was. You'll see that everyone's waiting for it to blow up. You see the tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And this was volume 3.
Oh, he's just disappointed in his son, not a drinker. Okay.
Uh-huh. And the last one of this batch, An Extraordinary Christmas.
Oh, I like that cover.
So there were 4 books in total, or is this an ongoing?
No, this is a new one. This has nothing to do. Actually, you can see that there are different publishers. This one is from Glenna, and this is something completely different. So it's another. It's a more fantasy, more of a fantasy comic, because you see Christmas surrounded by presents and the elves trying to not be seen by the children inside the house. This is actually an anthology. There are several stories inside. So that's it for this batch. I have another one, which is my final one, with another 8 comics, and there will be a few other French editions of American comics in there.
Fantastic. Looks good. The Santa and Son kind of looks interesting.
Yeah,
I never think of that, having a son, but
yeah. The thing is, I don't think it was very successful because there were only 3 albums, and the last one came out in 2016 or 2019, maybe. Yeah, it's been a while since they put out a new album, so I don't think it's selling that well.
And while you were showing those, Lead Paint showed up. Lead, I have bragged on you earlier. You'll have to check it out. And thank you again so much, Lead Paint, everybody, from the other side of my great state. And who are we up to? Eric by now?
I can go again.
That's great.
All right. Let me go to the Wayback Machine again. Some Bugs Bunny Christmas funnies.
Great border, too.
I like that. Here's another.
Oh, love that. Something about those green covers. That's a Christmas color.
There's Bugs Bunny Christmas Party. And back to the Christmas funnies.
Now, you guys see that same gag that Donald did earlier? The feet in the stockings?
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's see, we got one more Christmas funnies.
Looks great.
And let's see, we'll show a few of these while. Christmas with the Superheroes.
All right.
That's seldom seen where I live.
And since Superman's not always around to guide the sleigh.
Wow.
Rudolph with his red kryptonite nose. There's a story that needs to be told.
That's right. Let's see. Another Christmas with the Superheroes. And we'll do one more for this round. Another Rudolph.
Wow.
Nice.
Those are great.
Man, I've only seen that in the advertisements.
Yeah.
Yeah, once upon a time, if you wanted something and looked hard enough, you could actually find it. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you could find a Rudolph treasury in a store anywhere now.
Flea markets.
I hate to take you off of full screen, Eric. Everybody just loves that sweater. So
I mean, you have won the ugly sweater contest. I mean, it's awesome.
Hey, the head popping out of it ain't no picnic either.
fantastic. Every one of those was great. So those are all in your collection, or some of those from the store?
The treasuries are mine. A couple of the giants were from the store.
Yeah, those Bugs Bunny. I need to get up to Kentucky, and I need to nudge Jambo out of my way and get in there and get some of those books. Because
Hey,
I haven't got to be there in a while.
Yeah, so yeah, last time I saw him, he was on his side of a milk carton.
Yeah, Jambo, you need to bring your wallet in there. Save the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Jambo, we'll go to him here in a second. Yeah, lead paint. Aren't you glad I showed him for a while there? You get to soak it all in. So.
I don't have a cool sweater. I've got Dr. Doom tonight, so. And I've got my last 2 Christmas comics here, so I thought I'd show them. Bugs Bunny Christmas.
Cool.
Not Rudolph, but yeah. It's a little rough. And this one's kind of.
Yes.
So like I said, yeah, I don't have many Christmas comics, but I have been buying myself comics for Christmas. So
Close enough.
Yes. And next round we'll show our Hanukkah comics. So.
So pick that up. It had some great Matt Baker Phantom Lady stuff in it.
Just your local shop, or?
Yeah, that was at a local shop. And,
Jolly old Jambo Comics. Welcome to the Headlight Channel.
it was $10, so yeah, couldn't go wrong there. And for about that same price, I picked up a Black Cat.
Oh, outstanding.
So I'm not sure, but I think that might be the last issue in.
I'm not sure, but I don't think that shadow matches her. I'm not sure. Is it just me? I mean,
she's a cat at heart. So
You mean that was the last of her appearances? Because that became Black Cat West.
right. Yeah, last
mystery.
time she was.
Yeah.
And I got that. That was number 1.
Wow.
And it was a Canadian comic. So had some pretty cool cover art there.
Hello, Gray Man.
Oh, Gray Man.
That would have worked on our Native American night.
Yeah.
Doing that. So it's giving him a nice sock to the jaw there. And I got that because it was cheap.
Very nice.
I think somebody gave him a goatee there. So.
Well, it looks good.
He wears it well. And it had a weird crease across it. I thought it was a tear, but it was, I guess, done when it was printed. It was creased right there.
A lot of them have a crease around that area,
So
especially the older ones.
kind of weird. And got this one. First appearance of Rodeo Ryan. A1 number 8. And it had a A up there written in pencil underneath the A1. And I don't know if that's like a pedigree mark or not. I'm going to have to do some investigation into that. I mean, it's not super great. It's probably a fine, maybe at best, edition, but I think it's from 1947, maybe. So not too bad, I guess. I think I showed you guys this last week, but it's still in my new pile of stuff I just got. So I'd show you again.
Yeah, you were on a kick about making fun of pilots that crash.
Seemed like every cover I had, there was a pilot that had crashed an airplane or a spaceship or something. So, yeah. And I'll let somebody else show some stuff. I'll show some more stuff I've got myself this week.
Fantastic. All right.
oh, Gray Man's here.
All right. I'll show a big one. It'll be very brief. They're really starting to produce these very nice big volumes. This is A Christmas in Shacktown. And, of course, I had all the albums that Gladstone produced, but these are... They keep reproducing them in nicer and nicer formats.
I was buying that collection, then I ran into financial troubles and had to stop buying it.
Do you have them in English or?
Yeah, I started buying those Fantagraphics editions. I wanted it that way, especially because they kind of do different mix of stories instead of just reprinting them in chronological order of publication. So we don't need to see how Barks progresses. They just have a main story, then a bunch of shorter stories.
Right. They're pretty good. Part of me is kind of glad that there's no, number 1, number 7, but some people want that. I don't. That was a quick round, but I'll probably reload while somebody's looking up some stuff. And we may exhaust a lot of our Christmas covers until Gratu shows up, but looks like Howler's getting ready to show us something. I'll go to him real quick.
Oh, I didn't know you were looking at me. No,
oh, yeah. I'm always watching.
Well, I don't know if you guys are into first appearance and the speculation and stuff, but I got a really hot book for its Christmas theme that, who knows, it could blow up one day or anything like that. But it's in the vein. It's got 2 first appearances, in the vein of Cloak and Dagger and stuff. You have Milk and Cookies. Okay, so this is from the What The series and stuff, number 10 there. But before we get into it, it's got this great John Byrne when he was doing Namor and She-Hulk, and he was playing with, I think it's called, I think Paolo and I might have mentioned it before somewhere online, the Zip Tone or whatever it was, where he was actually adding gray lines to his artwork. But basically the plot here in this first little story is, Santa Claus doesn't feel well, so he's asking Dr. Doom to take over and grant him his heart desires. So the monarch of Christmas is now Santa Doom. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and it all rhymes. It's all told the night before Christmas, a little bit Dr. Seuss. Fantastic Four, Quasar, and Speedball all show up to try to stop him. They're not sure what to do. It has a touching little ending there. A little girl breaks his heart. A lot, very much like the Grinch and that little girl who. But his heart's desire doesn't turn out to be to get his mother away from, that purgatory she's in. It's Santa knows what he really wants. He wants his little teddy bear he had when he was a kid.
Who knew?
Yeah, so that's a hot book, But the greatest thing about Milk and Cookies here is that, somebody that looks like the Human Torch pops up. I don't remember the character, but they end up fighting this evil version of Santa with his chainsaw beard, So good stuff there, Milk and Cookies. So, and I was really confused because when I was buying this off the stand, it's I felt like it started disappearing after the first year. And then 6 months later, 6 issues later, we get another Christmas special. And what's funny about this one, it has one Christmas story in it. And they went ahead and was Fault of What The. They went ahead and did a tribute, which is kind of cool. But after all these years, I always just assumed this was a Byrne and Terry Austin cover. And it turns out this is a Marshall Rogers and Severin inked cover. I guess they were doing, kind of aping it. And I was sitting here and I realized What The went bi-monthly and I never knew. As an 18-year-old kid who loved this series, I just felt like it just wasn't on the stands. They should have made an announcement. So finding that out right here in this moment, you're seeing me in an emotional state. But and I think that kills my Christmas covers right now. But after listening to you guys, I'm making myself sit here and not dig through some boxes. Man, y'all reminded me of stuff. There's a Hitman comic where there's a evil guy dressed up like Santa and all this stuff. Garth Ennis. It's all coming back to me.
You said you were You said you were a Pogo fan. A few weeks ago, I showed all my Pogo books. I have a lot of the old Simon and Schuster's. Is that primarily what you're talking of, or?
I've got two older books, and I actually found them. One's like a first print from the 70s and stuff, and it's just reprints of some of the strips from the 70s and stuff. Anything I have is I probably have 2 or 3 actual Pogo books. You just don't find them around, and whenever I think about looking up Pogo, sometimes it's like eBay or something. I've just never really run across them in the wild, but when I see anything, I grab it. Now the stepdad, when I was a kid, and the uncle, late 70s, early 80s. I don't know what they had, but there was like tons of Pogo and Walt Kelly books laying around, and stuff like that. So yeah, I was exposed to it and stuff, and learned their names, of course, as I got older. I would see certain, especially when Bone popped in the early 90s, all that stuff, people started talking about it again and stuff. So yeah.
Well, I'd show them to you, but it's too soon after I've already shown them. But if you go back to the episode called Book 'em, where we show literary books, I do enough to bore everybody. So
well, I'll go ahead and let you know. After Sunday, I've already kind of plowed through 2 episodes and have a little playlist of 2 or 3 more to watch and stuff. And and just to throw it out there, and then I'll shut up, man. But did you ever read the Alan Moore Swamp Thing book dedicated to Pogo?
No, I sure didn't.
Okay. Yeah, he's got an episode where these aliens land in the swamp, and they're tiny, but they all have spacesuits on that are skin tight, and they just happen to be in the shape of Pogo and his alligator friends and his possum friend. And
excellent.
There's something really bad that happens to one of them because it's Alan Moore, but we'll just leave that there. We'll just lay that there. I'll just leave it.
Okay. No, I think the highlight was the 50s, but in the 60s they got where they were making fun of LBJ and stuff that doesn't really hold up too well today.
You got to be knowledgeable of the era to get the politics it's talking about. Yeah.
But it's all good stuff and well drawn as usual. So.
Oh yeah, beautiful stuff.
Apollo, do you want to stretch out your last one? Talk real slow.
Sure thing. Here we go. Let's share the screen and turn the screen. And here we are. So this is from the Lug magazine called People. This was famous for a while in the 1950s in France. And this is one of the special Christmas issues, the number 19. This is from number 44. This came out every 2 weeks. It sounds vaguely reminiscent of some low quality American comics from the smaller publishers in the 40s and 50s. Kind of reminds me a bit of Vince Fago's Marvel Studios at Timely in the 40s, which wasn't very good. Here's another one. Now it had a different style. I think it was trying to be more like Tintin or Spirou, because this coming from Luke. This was one of the publishers that the French Comics Code Authority didn't like. And there's another one. This is from a Christmas special from Spirou magazine. So you'll find a bunch of characters who usually appear in Spirou's stories. From the names that you see here contributing to this comic, here's Gigi, who was Mobius's mentor, and here's Peyo, creator of the Smurfs. Going for a literary adaptation here, Christmas Carol, Scrooge and Ebenezer Scrooge.
I don't know why, but that made me. I know it's not Eisner, but it's very. Is it just me, or is it very Eisner-like? You know what I mean? Like,
it is a bit. The type of creators that want to do this type of stories. They're big Eisner fans. A few years ago, when we had Will Eisner's 100th anniversary exhibit here in Portugal, I got the chance to talk for a bit with Dennis Kitchen, and I asked him if he felt he was responsible for Will Eisner's newfound fame when he came back to comics in the 70s. But when he got Eisner to go to France, he found that they were already very knowledgeable about him. They wanted to know to talk about Eisner's work, the spirit with the spirit and other stuff, and so I think he was already very famous in France in the 1970s, and he's sort of an artist's artist.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I like that. I like that one. Yeah.
So this is a special edition from Fluid Glacial. Fluid Glacial is like Mad Magazine on drugs, on actual drugs.
These are the hippies that missed out on the love. Not but
And the last one, French edition of the Lobo Paramilitary Christmas Special.
yes.
It's relentless.
I wish I knew some French words. I'd throw them
Beautiful.
out there. Sacre bleu. No, I don't know.
I actually don't know how they translate Lobo speech in French. I should find out.
Did they know what the last page has Lobo flipping off the reader? I wonder if they know. I mean, I know. Well, I'm not going to do it in case we got some. But I wonder if they know over there culturally what the middle finger is.
Yes, they know what the middle finger is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to point out that every week we do this, and a lot of times I'll send a text to my friend Jerry and say, "Hey, we're on," and I'll get a text back that says the polite equivalent of "Yeah, better things to do." But tonight I told him that Howlermouse was on, and boom, there he
There's
is.
Jerry. Yep.
Nice. What's up? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That very comment cracked me up while Paolo was talking. I mean, I heard the chuckle and I'm like, whoops. You know, I was like, silent green is people. It was that got me. I was not ready for that.
No, the thing is, when I'm showing the French characters, I insist in the correct French pronunciation. There was that time when we had Jeff Sebesta in the Cavern of Chaos, and he actually had an edition of Pif, who comes from a different, a lesser-known magazine called Pif Gadget. And so I was pronouncing, and Jeff asked me, "How do you pronounce it again?" Pif. It's not Piff, it's Pif. Because in French, you don't have a difference between a short I and a long I.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's awesome.
Good night, Gray Man.
Merry Christmas,
And
Greg.
Howler, while he was showing some of those, I couldn't resist. Anytime I meet a Pogo fan, so.
Oh yeah.
And the back cover is the same newspaper. So.
And funnily enough, I do believe mine had the same water stain. Yes. Nice. Oh, it's fantastic. I might have that one. I might have that one. Okay. Settle down, Tim. Nice. Yep. I've had that one. Yes.
And there's more, but I can't only grab so much. My wife heard me. Do you need help carrying anything? No, I just in a hurry to get back before Paulo stops. So here's
I
Beauregard
thought you were taking him to the garage.
Oh, that's fantastic.
and Albert. I have two of him. And
Are you a huge? Is Halliburton your favorite?
who? Albert? Albert the
Yeah,
alligator?
Albert. Yeah, is Albert
Yeah,
your favorite?
yeah.
Don't read Alan Moore's Swamp Thing then. Don't. Do
Uh-oh, something bad happens. I prefer, of course, these are like 60s. I prefer before the 1960s. They started putting, hats and clothes on them. There's Howland Owl. I don't have the turtle, Churchy LaFemme. I don't have the turtle, but I have 2 Alberts, so they're somewhat articulated.
Yeah.
But you know,
As a kid, it was the owl and Pogo himself that kind of caught my eye, you know. And then I realized I was probably attracted to the owl just because of that Tootsie Roll cartoon. You know, it was just all together. You know, how many licks?
So for those that are
3.
familiar with Bone, this would be Smiley Bone, and this would be Phone Bone, kind of, because here's the dummy, like Smiley Bone. But you can't really make too much of a comparison. But that's, you know, everybody has, you know, here's the smart guy and here's the dumb guy. So,
And Phone Bone, you think he'd be Uncle Scrooge or more of a straight Donald Duck?
yeah, phony. A Scrooge. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yes.
yeah, he gets in trouble like Donald. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that that's a copy, but you can see a little influence. But you can kind of say that about all kinds of stuff. So,
Well, Jeff Smith flat out tells you where its influences are. He totally owns it, you know. So yeah.
and I did find while I was up one more Christmas comic. It's an album from Gold Key. They're all doing the Masonic Lodge or Napoleon hand in the shirt thing. And what a cane. But I'll show some stuff later that's non.
Do you know the actual reason that Napoleon tucked his hand inside his shirt?
According to Mr. Peabody, he's holding up his pants by reaching out and grabbing and holding them up and pulling them up like that. But,
reality is much more interesting.
Oh, yes.
He suffered from eczema. He was scratching himself.
Well, you can find, you know, you get into all that Masonics, you can find pictures of Washington or Karl Marx, Joseph Stalin. All these guys are putting a hand in the shirt. I think, I don't know what they're doing. It's almost like they're trying to symbolize Moses putting his hand in his, you know, pulling it out, and there's leprosy and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. It must have been the style. Of course, now they just, you know, take your own selfie, but they all posed for weird pictures like that. And that's as crazy as the commentary is probably going to get tonight. So, but I have made Paulo blow his brain gasket thinking about that.
Hey, I'm always down for the historical figures, you know, trivia, you know.
You don't know if, I don't know if you can believe any of that, but what's up, Jackson?
I'm more of an Al Bundy fan of the hand, you know.
Yeah.
The Napoleon, the Bundy. Okay.
But Paulo, you shouldn't go against Mr. Peabody. That guy, he knew what he was talking about. So you go back in time and prove it. So
I just recently, like 3 months ago, never got around and found the complete Rocky and Bullwinkle at Walmart. I passed it up a year ago, regretted it, and then saw like one left around here, and it does have the Mr. Peabody episodes on there. So I'm like very happy, you know.
I think that show is fantastic. The history is crazy. I like the one where they go back and they say, okay, don't shoot till you see the whites of the eyes. And the army shows up and they're all wearing sunglasses. And so you can't see the whites of their eyes. And so just silly stuff.
His pet boy.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a show where you go back and you look at some of those 60s cartoons, but like, I don't know a lot of trivia on them. You know, Johnny Quest, I could do the Johnny Quest, a little bit of Space Ghost, but what you got was what you got. That stuff held up on its own, you know.
Yeah.
And then the Rocky and Bullwinkle show, you could do commentary on like 2 episodes at a time and fill up 2 hours, you know. So
all the Boris Badenov. When you get a little older, you find out there was a Russian named Gudanov, and you figure, oh, they were making fun of that guy. So, or it seems like they were. Little Mastodon. Night Tigers joined us.
What's up, Mike?
Mike's. He said he would be on, but he's traveling. He's on the road. But, we'll definitely have to have Night Tiger on sometime.
Are you working, Mike? They shouldn't let you work today. It's the 23rd. Oh, so it's the 22nd. It's already the 23rd for me. It's 2 a.m.
Howler, you were saying something?
Oh, I was starting to go down the rabbit hole with 60s cartoons, so I just nipped it.
Oh, no.
Nipped it, yeah.
We love rabbit holes.
Yeah, I heard somebody talking about McBoing Boing, and I think like Mike Mignola actually added that to one of his Hellboy DVDs, and that's where I found the guy. And it was strangely familiar. He just talks in onomatopoeia. He does nothing but talk in sound effects and stuff, if that's what I'm thinking of. This McBoing Boing part of those cartoons. Yeah.
All right, does anybody have anything they want to show? We'll stall a little bit more till Gratu can join us.
I got one more round.
All right. Yeah, we get to look at your shirt again, too.
All right. Yeah, another Rudolph.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
What? That's not enough, you say? Oh, here, have one more.
You must have almost all of those.
I think I do. I think there were 4 of them. I'm sorry, there were 5 of them. Let's go to Marvel here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like I said, the suspect list grows to 2. Christmas with an Archie.
Never seen that.
Nice.
I got this at a little shop in Dayton that a married couple was running out of their living room.
The only thing that could make that better is they included the record for Sugar inside of it. That used to pull off the cereal box. You know, that
Right.
Put that in there.
Wow, what was that?
Spinner Rack, I'm trying to contact you, so check all your sources if you can. What do you got there? Summer Fun. Never seen that.
Yeah, well, apparently I did go to a public school because my counting was way off. And this is...
I actually want to read those. I want to see what's going on there. That's fantastic.
Now, the first 6 Rudolphs were cool, but this one has floating heads.
Yeah.
I didn't...
So you're against the floating heads?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm all in on floating heads.
Yes.
Let's see, and then close with a couple more Marvels.
If I've seen that one. I don't know if I've seen that one. The Hulk's... I don't know. The Hulk looks kind of disturbing in that one. Like that's a smoking jacket instead of a Santa thing. You know, very, very Hugh Hefner like.
Well, yeah, he is a rather large individual. But I don't know. It's what if they got Doctor Strange there, why don't you just zap it all and save them all the trouble? It's the same.
I like they need to have a little word balloon on that one. Luke Cage sitting there going, "Sweet Christmas." I mean, it's right in the tail. Oh, there we go. Mastodon.
Don had it. Yeah.
What's up, bud? Yeah. Sweet Christmas.
Thank you, lad.
Whenever I see somebody at a con that actually cosplays, Luke Cage, they get a Sweet Christmas from me whether they want it or not. Some people give me a thumbs up. Some people don't know how to react to me. I'm like, I know who reads the comics and who doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, if you get someone cosplaying as the Bendis version of Cage, They may not know he ever said "Sweet Christmas."
Yeah. Some strange guy running up to you. This old man yelled "Sweet Christmas," and nobody's going to see his pants.
But at least they mixed it into the Netflix show once.
Yeah.
Did anybody see this new Spider-Man movie?
No.
I haven't
Do
seen
not
it yet.
intend to.
I was going to go this past weekend, but we didn't make it. So
Okay,
some of things to do.
nice. You
I've
said
heard good
Yeah.
stuff about it. So I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't really time it, but it felt like there was 2 movies you saw, and something happened when they introduce a character. It's like the movie really takes off and it becomes the classic. I was kind of shaky at the beginning, but you said Netflix show, and that's why I was asking if anybody had seen it. There is a guest star. I'll just put it that way. Real quick cameo.
And since this is 2021, I'm sure most of us already know who that is.
I've been avoiding spoilers and all that, so I don't know anything about it. So
Would you set your internet to 2019?
I avoided things for 3 days before we went and saw it on a Sunday. I was able to avoid from Thursday to Sunday about 3:00. So yeah.
Well, that's right. You also said that you're off Twitter, though. That helps.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Twitter is
Giant help.
Yeah, Twitter. It's amazing. If I was on Twitter, I was probably just in my thinking chair for like a few minutes. Exactly what Twitter deserves to be looked on, and your stress level will go up just being on Twitter for like 3 to 5 minutes. I don't know how people live on it.
Well, they don't live very sanely.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh man.
So I got another comic, and this one is real, and it's also Christmas related. So this is an old one from one of my friends, Alvaro, who is the organizer of our monthly comics dinner. The writer Giuseppe Carneiro, and the comic is called "In the Nativity Scene." So I hope you all recognize the characters. The cow, the donkey, Mary, and Joseph. And yes, this is a police lineup.
something went wrong. I don't know.
I think the donkey did it.
He looked guilty, didn't he?
The donkey's the only one who's smart in here.
You think the donkey is the ancestor of Eeyore?
No, definitely not.
No.
No, it's probably this donkey's cousin, who's the ancestor. Even if you don't understand what's saying, I hope the visual language is enough for you to understand what's going on. Let me check out some. And the cow and the donkey having a philosophical discussion about what it's like to live with Mary and Joseph. They're babysitting.
Ah. Well, I just got an email from Dr. Silver Age. He says, I know you're doing the live stream. I just wanted to say I can't wait till next year to rejoin us. So have a good Christmas. Good doctor. And
Get better,
Basil
buddy.
Orloff is showing up in the crowd. Hello, Basil.
Mike, I didn't care much about Shang-Chi either. I watched it a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't that impressed with it.
Which is a shame. I loved Marvel's whole series.
Yeah, you're not going to find a whole lot of that in the movie, though, from what I understand.
No.
And they had the never-ending story dragging in the end of it there. I was just like, nah, I'm out.
Wait. The song Never Ending Story, or they had a dragon that
They
looked
had a
like
dragon that looked very similar to
the Luck
Never Ending.
Dragon.
Yeah, it was a Chinese dragon, but that's just what it put me in mind of, and I was like, oh man.
So they had an opportunity to use Fing Fang Foom, and they went Never
Yeah.
Ending. I like Never Ending Story, but it's just not appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, Fin Fang Foom would have been better. I don't have any more holiday books, Micah, but I've got just a few more things that I picked up.
That is great. I don't have any more holiday either.
Got a nice Action Comics there.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Supergirl belting Superman, or a Superman facsimile.
Yeah, it's the Rhino, I think.
It is the Rhino. So, grab that. It was just super cheap. Pretty cool cover.
Wonder Woman or the comic?
Yeah. The jet's coming out of his hooves there, it looks like. I was like, what the?
They stole Terra Man's horse.
I got that. The facsimile edition.
I have that. Yep.
It was the only new comic I bought in a while. And these were just super cheap.
Night Tiger, I think someone did have the Marvel team up. Was it Jambo or Eric?
I think it was Eric.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've got that whole yeah. I actually could pull out the book right now. I got it labeled over here, but there was a detective who was suspiciously looked a lot, like a jolly little old short man with a white beard. Doc Savage, that we're talking.
Cool.
Yeah, it's one of Steve's favorites.
I have a Thing and Doc Savage team up that I have never read, and I've had it forever in these boxes.
Was that a 2-in-1?
Marvel 2-in-1 21.
Yep.
Okay.
That's my nerd voice. Oh, nice.
I haven't took this out of the bag. It's still in the wrinkly old bag it's been in. So
Sweet.
I actually felt, I think I skipped a breath when you showed that. And that's a beautiful Kirby cover.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
that one had some ticks, but yeah,
The
still.
Brave Die Hard. Now there's a Christmas story right there.
Mhm.
Die Hard.
Yeah, there you
That
go.
was a
Yeah,
Christmas
the
story.
Brave Mangog. Is that Mangog?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I just ordered the Epic Collection last month that they're coming out with that storyline.
Yeah, this was like Thor's trilogy. I know that Stan Lee, when he wrote the Fantastic Four trilogy with Galactus and the Surfer, I always thought this was kind of the trilogy that he did that was so good for Thor.
I think a couple months ago, I bought like a quarter coverless copy of that book, and they'd actually, and I know it was like old school, they actually did the thing where they got a hole puncher down the side so they could keep it in a notebook.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just awesome Kirby. Love that.
Man.
Love that stuff, man. That's good stuff.
Well, thank you, Lead Paint. That's awesome to know. That cover, the cover to that book is a terrible tease in that point. Yeah. Spider-Man.
Yes. Earlier, Night Tiger was asking for this one. So.
Yes, for those who weren't here at the time. That Spider-Man met Doc Savage in Giant Size Spider-Man 3. But didn't the two characters did cross over in that, didn't they? If anybody in the chat, I think they did. But...
Been so long since I read those, I don't remember.
Well, Jambo, I'll show some non-Christmas as well. Here's the Gilded Man.
Nice cover.
Oh, I'm digging the flip-flops. That's awesome.
And the Flying Horse. And it's in Angels. A little football action. It got out of hand. And let's hear for the baseball crowd.
Nice.
He's getting a little ahead of in the pitch there. And after the game, you stop at the water fountain. Because you were thirsty, because they didn't sell anything in the concession stand. Somebody drank it all. So they all tell a little story there. I think we're convincing Howler to look up some more stuff.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I keep getting a few interesting individuals in the chat.
Everybody's getting them these days.
Yeah. Okay.
I have two more of these somewhere. I don't know where they're at. You guys a fan of the Not Brand Ick?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
And that's reminding me, does anybody have a copy of Panic, #1? Santa's coming down the chimney, get ready to step in a bear trap. I can't get my hands on that one. I know where it is somewhere.
I'm going to check out the app. Oh, the camera's still on me. Yeah, these are Not Brand X. Between this and Plop, that's sort of one of the things I keep an eye out for, trying to get a full run of these. I mean, you'll just run into them out of nowhere out in the wild. So
you don't see that one as much there with the stamps on the cover.
Like I said, I looked up and got these for a deal in Pikeville, Kentucky.
Right.
So they got these right here. But the artwork in these are fantastic, even if you're not into the humor books. I mean, they're Silver Age books. There's some fantastic art in these if you're one of those, very underrated in those books.
And Gratu has slipped in. Hello, sir.
Hey, I'm just seeing those Not Brand X. That changed my life in 3rd grade. When a kid brought a copy of Crazy, not the magazine, but there was I think 3 issues of a comic that reprinted Not Brand X. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The one that reprinted, I think, Not Brand X #6 with the Superman and Fantastic Four parody.
Yeah.
I guess Marie Severin does a panel by panel parody of the first issue of Fantastic Four with the origin. It just blew my mind. And the Superman, I think
Superb. Yeah.
Superman.
They got by calling him Superb Man or something. Yes.
Marie Severin. I've always loved Marie Severin since that moment. I traded the kid for this beat up comic, and then later I was able to get all those Not Brand X. That was one of the first things I got when Lone Star Comics opened the summer of '77.
Nice. Yeah, I've got it on my app here, so it's in my boxes.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
And yeah, love that. Almost the same thing. I was around the same age, but not in school. So yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I think the comic was already a couple of years old when I discovered it. I think that came out in '72, and I must have discovered it around '74. But yeah, that blew my mind. So,
awesome.
What's going on? Christmas.
Well, Gratu, can you show us some while I go get some just regular books? Feel free to show us anything. But
I've got regular books. I kind of showed all my Christmas books earlier this week. Not many people watch Christmas shows. Must not be popular. I don't think the New World Order probably likes them.
Our numbers are down ever since I took those 2 weeks off, but they'll pick up again.
Yeah, well, it's probably all lies, YouTube lies,
Yeah. I have a million views
Probably millions watching.
from people that can't, speak our language.
Yeah.
They don't know what are those old guys doing. So
I think they got a thing against Canadians. They won't show us their views anymore. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, we're huge in the Andromeda galaxy.
that's right.
Well, so I went in. I basically got a whole bunch of books free today. Well, I worked for a few hours for them, but to me, that's essentially free because no money was exchanged. So, and it was one of those things. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, where you find the most incredible toys or comics, and it's just like way too good, and it's like, okay, this is a dream. I'm gonna wake up. And it's like, because I know this is a dream because things are a little not quite right. And it's like, don't wake up. And then of course, you wake up and then it's like you didn't never find those things. Does that ever happen to you? Or is that part of my mental instability?
I've been there.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, I had that moment today, but it was, oh, look at these are interesting. I'll just show you random stuff. Been finding books that have, they had backing boards at local comic stores that are no longer around, where they printed the images on them and put the name of the store. And then of course they're always like completely extra acid in these boards where you take them out and there's like a silly putty image of the back cover ad on the backing board. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Anyway, so there was a store called Grand Slam Comics at some point in the 90s, I guess. So there's a backing board I found. It doesn't look that bad. Some of them are real bad on the back. And then here's another one from that same store. It's not an advertisement because they're no longer around. And I guess Image gave them. So they're advertising all that Image stuff.
So are the images on the smooth side or the acid-free?
Man, neither side is acid-free, I don't think. The images on the smooth side. Yeah, you can see on this one. Maybe you can't see how it's
There it is.
comic.
Yeah.
But some of them you see an X-ray of the original comic. Every image is like backwards on it. Anyway, I save those just because they're curiosities that maybe in 100 years someone will care about. Probably not.
Well,
So,
the entire comic will be absorbed in the board. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so let's see. What did I get here? Okay, so some of them were kind of beat up. This 15-cent Donald Duck. Apparently, the owner thought that was a horrible problem that there's a price tag on it. I kind of like it that there was a price tag put on there in the 60s or 69, 70. I like personality in comics where you kind of, this one's all effed up. Well, yeah, you don't need to see that. There's a little Lotta. This reflection.
That's the second time she showed up tonight. I'm telling you.
Little Lotta, really? There was a cartoon series. I swear, about it was called the Harvey Girls, and they had Little Lotta and Little Dot and forget who else, and it was horrible. It was done in just the last few years, and they it was horrible. Little Dot was African American, and all the characters looked a little weird. I think Richie Rich and Casper appear in it, and they don't look. Everything's completely off model. Doesn't look. Everything's kind of hip hop looking. Yeah, it's a depressing thing. Yeah. Well, luckily I already have this issue of House of Mystery, but someone was using it they were using an X-Acto blade on top of it, so there's cuts into it, so that doesn't matter. But this I'm just looking at these for the first time. I just got them today. This Ghostly Haunts.
Yeah.
I need my lighting set up, but it's in the other room because I was doing the Christmas show.
And Charlton 66 is not here to see this.
No. And Howlermouse, it's great to see you because I've been watching your channel for the longest time.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Thanks.
You're like
man.
a celebrity visiting. Hopefully you come by more often.
Well, I don't know about the celebrity. You can ask Paolo when I run on live. You'll see me with a shirt off and eating and bald. I'm just saying, you know.
Here's
likely we don't show that to our viewers.
I always heard that was a Masonic thing too, the hand and the vest. I almost called a friend of mine who is a Mason, but I don't know if he's allowed to give me that information. He's the guy that had all the pulps the other week. If you guys want, this is a copy of Ghost that I didn't have. Ghost was one of the first comics that I bought as a kid. I picked this up. I heard people online talking about this is so iconic. You need to get this issue because it's going to go up in value because it looks just like the cartoon series that is about to be revived. So you must speculate on it. So anyway, I got it because I found it. I don't know. Maybe showing too much. I'm probably hogging time.
No,
we're good.
I don't think there's a way to switch to someone because I think he left the room. So, here's
I'm here.
No, I thought you were gone. Just let me know when to stop because I got a whole half a box of these things.
nice.
This is a non-painted Whitman variant.
Yeah. Oh, looks good.
Yeah. Oh man, look at these aliens! I love these. Look at these pig snouts on these guys.
Man,
That's UFO flying saucers, right?
yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah,
comic,
sorry.
Yeah.
that comic in the early 80s, anybody who had a freaking comic book collection, that was like the Peter Frampton album in everybody's collection at the time. It feels
This
like
particular issue or
that
this
issue.
title?
that particular issue. And then it was like after 85 or 86, I never saw it again. Like
I never got this particular one. It's a 25 center, so it's about 75, huh? Somehow I missed this one. That would have been about 5th grade for me.
I think it was a Star Wars effect. Everybody was grabbing anything sci-fi. I don't know.
Yeah. I showed this a couple of weeks ago on this channel on Graphic Man because I made a joke that's probably what Biden's going to do next is send a big comet after us. And then the next day I heard there was some big giant comet. And I was on my show and I said, I think I predicted the future last night. Anyway, I don't know if you remember that.
Well, I grew up on Commandy, man. I'm down for something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we may be living Commandy here within the next 300 days. I have a feeling. So we need to move somewhere where there's not a lot of, well, actually we're going to move somewhere where there's more wildlife. That's even more danger because they'll all start talking. Uncanny Tales from the Grave, 20 cent. I got a lot of Marvel horror that, I was buying this up as much as I could with my allowance when these came out, but a lot of these just apparently I took off. I was not there on Tuesday because my wife and I went to see Spider-Man, and apparently some little old lady brought in all these horror books, so I immediately got them. This has some tape damage. Oh, well. But I need to know. Maybe you guys know. I need. What is the type of tape? It's okay. I'm not sending anything to CGC, but there's got to be. There's some kind of Captain Scrooge Life's here.
Yes.
I wanted to ask about archival tape.
Yeah.
Where do I get archival tape?
There is a place in my area called Michael's that specializes in crafts and.
Oh, Michael's is around here too.
Yeah.
Because I got all these Beatles magazines for like less than $10, a big stack of them, and some of them the covers need to be reattached, and it's not like I'm going to be reselling them. I don't want to put Scotch tape on them, but this magazine's intact. It's torn on the front. This is one I've always seen. I always thought this cover was amazing, where they're actually their heads are poking through actual bug, like mid-century looking designs of bugs. But anyway, I've got lots more to show. But now that Captain Strangelife's here, let's let him have a turn.
He's just taking his headphones off.
I know what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. It looks like Ed Gein with that cap on.
I think last week Lead Paint said he looked like Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd's better than Ed Gein. If you know who that is.
Can you hear us yet, Hans?
Yeah, I don't know. Grat 2 is kind of... Pardon me?
I didn't say anything.
Can you hear us? Are we live?
Or Bimrax.
I can call you, and you can put the phone to your ear and communicate with us if you want.
Let me... can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
No, I could hear everybody perfectly, but when Gratu was talking, it was like he was talking double.
Okay.
Oh.
Can you see that?
How is it now?
There's a delay. I got a delay here.
Gratu, can you see the number there? Jerry's providing Scotch
Yeah, I see that.
008.
I don't know where to get it, but I'll investigate it. It might be my Wi-Fi. Maybe I am delayed.
You're fine over here.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody else hears you. Captain may be on a delay.
Yeah, I think I'm on a delay.
Captain, are you watching the YouTube or StreamYard?
Yeah.
If you're accidentally watching YouTube, it will
Maybe
be
it's
delayed.
all the snow.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys get like 9 feet of snow there?
Wait a minute. How's it now?
You sound great.
Yeah. All right, I got it.
Okay.
I don't know. Something with my mic.
Did you
All
get
right.
a good amount of snow?
Howlermouse. One of
up?
the original OGs.
What's up? How are you doing? This
How
is
you
wild.
doing, Timmy,
yeah,
my man.
Absolutely. Who knew 11 years later we'd still like run into each other? Isn't that wild?
Yeah, I was talking to Costum Bromstar. We want to get together and do some kind of reunion show or something.
Yeah, give me a yell. Yeah, I'm much more chilled out now. People will be able to talk, you know.
That's good. It's good. Hey, look what I got here in your honor.
Oh, fantastic. I'm honored. That's awesome.
Billy Brew,
Hillbilly.
a little brown jug.
It's Hillbilly. That's awesome. The Hillbilly Brew.
Yeah, I'm trying to get original tops for this, but I can't find them anywhere. So.
And that's how we got through YouTube back in the day, right there.
Yeah.
So Hans, I tried to remember an older video you did. And I can't remember if it was a video or if you were like actually on one of the old original shows we used to do like this. But you were talking about having some real estate and had some boxes of comics being moved around. And you couldn't find one. You're a little concerned, but you were like, "It's okay. I have this box." And you pulled out like 7 copies of the giant size X-Men and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, I think I had at that time about 5 copies of it, but I sold a couple. I got 3 left.
Okay.
3 or 4, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was in my other house. I've been taking stuff out of there, and then I had to put it in storage. Ran out of room over here in this house. We're remodeling right now, and I hurt my shoulder really bad yesterday carrying around drywall, unloading it, loading it. So, but I had to get on the show to see you at least, you know.
I appreciate it, man. It's good to see you, man.
And I want to say hello to everybody else here too. Jambo and Paulo, Eric, Gratu, and
good to see you again, buddy.
Man.
We got to get you a younger guy to carry that drywall around for you, buddy.
Exactly.
It was really bad, you know, but I took a painkiller before I came on, so.
And now he's got the Hillbilly Brew with the painkiller, so he's going to be all right.
Yeah.
Hey, here's another one. This is another knockoff of the Mountain Dew. It's called Quickie. And look at the shape of it. Nice. Shapely hips, just like a female.
You better take that slow.
You know what? I got a 6-pack around here somewhere.
There's nothing with curves
believe
like
it.
that goes slow. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
While you're getting situated, Captain, I'll show, especially Grau too. He's
Yeah,
a big
go ahead. Show
Not
some
Brand X
books.
fan.
Yes. Oh my God, that's a gorgeous cover. That's in good, great condition.
Jack
too.
Kirby.
Oh,
That's a great issue. He's got Aunt May on his chest.
that's hilarious. The Nat Man.
It's got a Thunder Agents parody in it, and
Yep.
Another great issue.
Yeah, I have that one somewhere. That's a great issue. Those are all great. All those are awesome.
That was Scaredevil and the X-Men.
Can't seem to find number 5, but
Now that one right there, when they did Wata in the '90s, that's the cover they kind of reproduced.
Yeah. That's kind of how they portray Doctor Strange in the movies, the way he's drawn there. Yeah, that's the one that changed my life, the reprint of that. Of course, that's the original cover. If you show the final panel of that, I don't want to have you get it out of the bag, but where Superman is despairing because of all the Marvel characters showing up, it's amazing. It got a little weaker when they went to the giant size issues, but it was still good.
I agree. So here's an oldie.
Beautiful.
Not quite Christmas, but
It's Christmassy.
That's cool.
anytime you can have a Walt Kelly cover.
You know, you think about it, the song Jingle Bells isn't really necessarily a Christmas song. It just has to do with snow.
I thought it had to do with Batman. Sorry.
Yeah, true.
Is that the first appearance of Radioactive Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this would be like the 10th issue of Thor, basically. So. Interestingly, he throws the hammer, and then as Dr. Donald Blake, he invents a machine that will let him find it somewhere, the Hudson River or wherever that is. And then he dives down about 100 feet and gets that. Poor, frail Don Blake. That's about the same distance a good pearl diver would dive. And yet, good old Don Blake can do that. So, not that I'm nitpicking the story, but that's something I do. So, guys, feel free to show anything. That's what I'm doing here. I'm just showing anything.
It's gonna be hard to top.
Oh, you guys could do this easily.
I got stuff I haven't put up that I could show. You know.
I think it was Howler that said he found a book that had the 3-hole punch. My copy of Journey 103 has that.
There we go. Yep.
So, sadly.
See, I don't know if there's a story behind those. I just always assumed it was guys that stuck them in their, like, whatever their trapper keepers back in the
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To hide
Probably.
them while they're reading in school.
Just a few more. I hope Captain Strangelove has his camera off. Hopefully he's getting everything all set.
It's not Christmas without a Strange Life Christmas show. I hope he's doing one.
You Magneto fans.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember if he was able to mess with Mjolnir with his magnetism, considering it's made of rock. You know.
These are technically Christmas oriented because Christmas is really based. Most of the traditions of Christmas come from that religion.
One of my favorite here.
Nice.
I love this cover.
The muted colors are Marie Severin all the way. She was doing it against Stan Lee's orders. She just refused to do the bright colors.
I was trying to count how many times the word man shows up on this.
That right there was one of the first comic books I remember reading. I still have a coverless copy and an upgrade, and that is a Steve Gerber mind trip of what they did in that. It's like I could talk about that book all day. Yeah,
Nice.
You never see that book. Or that last one. I've never seen the last one in a store either.
I don't have number 1, but I have number 2. Three. Captain, are you getting about close? Because I'm having to show Tales to Astonish here.
Oh, that's nice.
These guys don't want to see this.
We don't.
No one wants to see any of that.
Moomba. That's hilarious.
Joe Biden.
Yeah, I heard that Stan Lee would just start mumbling names and stuff together, and that's how he came up with a lot of these goofy names. You know, mumbo, jumbo, gumbo.
Probably had a Ouija board in his office.
Well, he did have one of those propeller beanies.
All right, just a couple more Iron Man.
Oh, the Gladiator.
And the great George Tuska artwork.
Damn it.
All right, Strange Life, are you ready?
Yeah, what we doing? I got some stuff. I got something in my shoe.
We're showing things in our shoes. So.
Oh, God damn it. It's my... Get the... Man, ow! My arm! Mother!
It's like my channel.
I was looking for this. It's my...
Exactly, Jackson.
The
My new
quickie
printout.
cap. That's the quickie cap for this bottle.
Was in your shoe?
It was in my slipper. The quickie cap. For quickie. Right now I got a Topo Chico cap on there. But this is an original. Still got the cork inside. Unused.
Oh, I didn't know they used to put cork in caps.
Yeah, that's originally what they used. Stupid shoe. Now I'm gonna be without a shoe on. Well, let's see what I got here. I don't know what. I think I showed all of these, all the Marvel Tales and stuff like that before, but this is supposed to be Christmas. Hey, look what my wife found. She found a bunch of cards. These Victorian style not cut out dolls. They're die cut.
Ah.
I think early 70s, late 60s. They got poems in them for Christmas. Well, they might be later. I mean, they might be even earlier. I can't see. Maybe they're from the 60s. Anyway, what's this? Oh. Great moogly googly. Am I confused? Okay, here. Check this out. This is a... I just got this today. My friend Leo gave it to me. He took me out to lunch. I think because he felt sorry for me because I hurt my arm so bad.
Is that a Linsner, Joe? The Linsner cover?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
It's probably like JNS, JLS on or something.
It is. Yeah, it is Linsner.
I think she takes over for an injured Santa Claus in that. I flipped through it.
You did? Oh.
You see, I showed a comic book where he was injured and had Dr. Doom taken over for him. I think Santa's a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd like to be a hypochondriac with her in my bed.
I think you're using your indoor voice or out.
Am I?
Ho ho ho!
Ho ho! Santa lost a ho. He used to say ho ho ho, but now he only goes ho ho. He lost a ho. I just got this today too. He gave me this, so that's pretty cool. Holiday special. I don't know what else I got. He gave me a bunch. He gave me some other stuff here too, but that's not.
Yeah, I saw it.
What? This?
Oh, nothing. No, something else.
That?
Yeah, show us the jumbos. Those are cool.
This? Red Rider? Anyway, here's something. Did I show this before? I think I did.
I don't remember that. No.
That dog looks like a human almost in its proportions.
That's Napoleon.
Mm-hmm.
What comic strip is that?
That's Famous Funnies. That's the.
Oh, I know, but what comic strip is the cover? Because Famous.
I don't.
The dog is Napoleon.
I don't. I think it's Okie Dokes.
Oh, okay. It's like kind of before all our times. So that's
nice ads at the back.
That looks brand new.
Yeah, this is a pretty high grade cover. I mean, high grade book.
Like almost 90 years old, almost.
I gotta check out the year.
1930s, or
it's got a crease across the top, a little dog ear there, but
and that's
1949.
Oh, okay, it's a later one. All right.
Hey, what the hey? Oh, that's when comics were comics and ads were ads. There's a spooky tough ghost.
Oh, neat.
Oh, spooky is so underrated. Oh.
These are as I often said, these are the books that I got me started in comics.
Does that have a toy catalog in it? No, or no? That's just a little Harvey.
It does. It does.
It does?
Have right there.
Cool. What year is that from?
60.
Anybody want to venture a guess before I look?
I didn't see that. What's the price on it?
It's 12 cents, so it's from the 60s.
I'd say 63, 64.
67.
Yeah, 1963.
Ah, well played.
Nice. I think it was a file copy. It's
God, that's
very
beautiful.
high grade.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's worthy of being made into a poster, both sides of that.
Yeah, I love that. You want to see the let's take a look at the the catalog.
Yeah.
As they call it. I don't know. Oh, I love the smell in here.
Oh, yeah. I love those two kids with the train layout.
Yeah, one of these days I got to get my HO train layout set up. Everything's in boxes. Yeah, I love these books. I absolutely love these books. I'd rather collect these than the new stuff. I mean, I don't even read the new stuff anymore.
Amen.
Wow.
he's got his balls. This is a bunch of balls, man. That's spooky. He's got a lot of balls, huh?
That's how they roll in Spooktown.
got here? Oh, Wendy Witch World.
Wow.
Nothing like a little occult.
Hey, the song Wendy, by the association, I believe it was based on her.
That's what my older brother told me.
Because,
but it's spelled Windy.
Yeah, I know, but it's based on her. They couldn't, use the same name because they did, based on her. Because they sing in that song, who's calling a name that's lighter than air? That was Casper that she's calling.
Yeah.
And then they're talking about who's reaching out to grab a rainbow. I got some cover somewhere where she's at the rainbow.
Yeah, okay. I guess I could.
There's a lot of lyrics there I think this is a file copy as well. Did I write it on the back? No, I didn't.
What is confirmed is Sugar Sugar by the Archies is about Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Because
I thought it was about cocaine.
The Archies singing about cocaine.
Sugar Sugar.
Well, have you watched the original video in the cartoon, Saturday morning cartoon? It's about Sabrina.
Trying to see any of those have nightmare in them. Well, never mind. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Not these, but I do have a lot of. I have the original appearance in Nightmare. I think that was in a.
I think Grotto has a bunch of nightmares too.
I have nightmares all the time.
Well, I have I have a few nightmares, not as many as I'd like, as far as the horse goes.
I forgot now where that nightmare originally appeared, but I do have the original appearance. Little Audrey. Oh, I like these calendars that they put in there,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So you have a copy there where the copies I get that have those calendars, somebody's already took a little blue pen and marked some dates, circled them every time. I don't know what was going on back then, but something important was happening on June 17th.
That was probably a birthday of the person you're buying the comics from.
Nah.
There's another Little Audrey. Wintry Holiday. Then I don't know. I might have showed this. I don't know. Look, I even got these books in a holiday cookie box, a holiday cookie tin.
Oh wow!
That's perfect to store comic books in 1963. That's fantastic. That's awesome.
And then Chippendale. I think this is more of a New Year's cover. You got the little noisemakers laying on the bottom. This is a cool ad. I could blow this up into a poster.
Oh, that's awesome. The gun spin expert.
That's what I got right now.
Howler, I thought you were in the background. I could see all the little screens. I thought you were digging out a bunch of stuff.
Oh, I have I moved a couple months ago, so we've had to put all this up, move some stuff around, and while we were waiting on Strange Life, I just had a stack ready to go of things to show if we needed
All
to.
right.
Just to be helpful.
I'll go right to you. Jambo, you got anything after this? You're muted. So.
I can grab a couple things. Yeah.
All right. Well, and don't forget, I'm not going to forget Grotto. I think you got still like a half a box, don't you?
Just some stuff.
So super. Yeah, Howler, we'll go to you.
Mike, if you don't mind, I'm going to step out. It's 3:00. I'm already beginning to nod off. So
Oh,
Super.
3 in the morning.
Pal,
All
it
right.
was good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Yeah. As I said before the stream, I'm going to try and do a couple of live streams during the day. So try to start something around 10 a.m. Eastern, and then see if I can do something after my dinner. So it'll be about 5 p.m. again. But
Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow. Just something informal. I'm just gonna start up my channel, which doesn't get much action nowadays, and start talking. And if anybody shows up, I'll post the link in the chat, and anybody can join in.
All right, I'll try to make it.
Cool. All right. See you tomorrow if you're able to. If not, Merry Christmas all.
Merry Christmas to you, Paulo. Take care.
Nice. I don't know if there's any Conan fans out there, but
I am.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
To me, like, you have those ultimate stories. That's everything that is Conan, and this is Red Nails. Roy Thomas, Barry Windsor Smith doing an adaptation of that classic story. And to me, like, if you want to show something to get people into Conan, this is the one. I have over 5 different versions or publications of this story that they've had, like in the phone book here with Dark Horse, and I think it's in one of the Marvel Treasury editions, and this is the one where they recolored it in '82.
Yeah, I don't think I ever read that story.
Yeah, I've got. Oh, it's a fantastic. I mean, it's just everything Conan. I mean, he's just it's got dinosaurs, hot girls, and an underground kingdom where a civil war is going on. I mean, it's got everything. But it's a classic. I have two. I have 2 of the pulp paperbacks where it's the original novella, the little story of it and stuff. So
wow, that's nice.
Yeah, Red Nails. That's the classic one.
I'm gonna look that up. I probably have it in my collection. I haven't read it though.
I think I've had this one since a kid. This is Challengers Unknown number 12. It had a front cover or something when I first got a hold of it as a kid. I think it's from '60. But the reason I remember it is not because of so much the ridiculous looking aliens that are all fun and look like giant candy canes walking. But as a kid, like I was like 6, 7 years old, it killed me because when this alien pops up, this 10-foot alien here, who has a mohawk, you get a better picture of him. When he shows up, he's all orange and yellow. But when you turn the page and it's a little bit later in the afternoon, all of a sudden his clothes turned into green and yellow. And that killed me. I mean,
maybe that's part of him being the alien.
Yeah, we can go with that. But it really made me mad. I was like, you had one job. I feel like I invented that term. Little Steve Rude action from the '90s. It took me forever to find this, just because you don't find it in the wild. But Incredible Hulk and Superman crossover. I think it's the '90s, early 2000, maybe late '90s. I think it's '98. I'm not sure. But this is when we were getting a ton of Marvel. They were finally doing a little bit more crossovers there in the late '90s. Fantastic Steve Rude art in this. It's just so Kirby-esque. And I like his versions of Superman and Batman because he goes back to the golden age a little bit with him.
The first I heard of Steve Rude was that, not the Badger series, Nexus.
Yeah.
The Nexus series.
I've become a huge Rude fan. I follow him on Facebook and I'm trying to think Instagram, and he'll do some live shows where he'll be doing his art a little bit, announcing a few things. I got a Nexus through his Kickstarter over here, that he and Mike Barron put out. Yeah. Now this is a crossover here that I never thought would work, so I kind of picked it up on as a joke, and so help me, it works.
Yeah, it's so weird, man.
Yeah,
that's one book. Another book I don't have. I gotta check out.
Yeah, you should. The Archie scenes have the Archie style art, and Buscema does the Punisher scenes.
And this is better than the new Punisher skull.
Yes,
they should go with that.
Said it before I could. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys all know about the news yesterday. Obviously.
Oh
yeah. I just can't get over that it works. It's all and like he was saying, John Buscema comes in and he does all the Punisher art, so it's all grim and gritty, Punisher world, and then they keep it straight away. And there's a lookalike of Frank Castle done in Archie style, and that's where all the
But now the big question, which I've been trying to solve for my collection, where are you going to put that? Are you going to put that with your Archie books or your Punisher books?
No, I want to cover up these omnibuy right there.
Yes. Tim,
where
the
that's
lookalike is
Right there.
is Archie.
Yeah, that's going to
Yeah.
get framed, But I would put it with the Archie books. Honestly, I would.
All right.
Yeah, there's been enough crossovers with Archie that you could probably do your own short box. B-52s, Ramones, Kiss. I mean,
We need a sequel.
And this one made me happy. I'm not going to say this is the best story that's going on, but John Byrne was at a convention and some teenager, somebody walked up and asked him a question. And I think he gave him a story credit in here. And the question was, what would happen if Galactus tried to eat Apocalypse, right? So we got this Darkseid versus Galactus the Hunger, which I think is highly underrated just for the art alone. I mean, if you're a big Kirby nut, you got it all in this. Silver Surfer versus Orion, Galactus and Darkseid, and Darkseid gets right in his face.
That's reminiscent of a painted gold key cover.
Yeah.
So that's where John Byrne gets the ideas for his writing, huh? Kids.
Yeah. But at least
he's a great artist, but his writing leaves a lot to be desired, I think.
I don't think he's really wrote anything great since his Generations series, the first one, if you remember that, a little 4-issue miniseries where he aged Batman and Superman in real life, Well,
I was unfortunate enough to stumble on his Action Comics two-parter yesterday. I had no idea it even existed, where I guess Darkseid has a minion named Sleaze that
Action
he
Comics.
gets Big Barda and Superman. They're going to star in an adult film, and he's programmed their mind to sleep together, and then
I got
Mr.
that book.
stops them. And it's like, seriously, the editors allowed that shit?
Yeah, I bought that. Yeah, I'm like, well,
and now it's like a $20 book because it's awful to do that. And John Byrne's a great artist. I don't like the skinny little toothpick necks, but when other people write the stories, just like Neil Adams, you're a great artist. Don't write your stories. Get someone else. That pissed me. I'm sorry, it pissed me off because it's like the cover looks kind of cool, and I realized what happens in the book. So, that's why people just give up on comics because they have to put that shit in the books.
My memory is a little bit different because I was like 14 or 15 buying that Byrne stuff off the rack. I mean, I was there from the get-go with, I still had the box, all that stuff. And there's nothing like, getting your stack of comics from the spinner rack, going home, jumping on the bed in your room, having a little music playing on, or whatever. And all of a sudden you're like, is this going where I think it's going? What?
Well, I was there with John Byrne, Doomsday +1 and Charlton, and I loved the X-Men, but there was someone else writing. And then as soon as he was given the power to write his stories, it looked beautiful, but
I don't know.
Maybe I was getting too old by that point.
And you guys stop me, whatever, it's a short stack, man. But this series Ronin, I do this with some series. I don't know what the deal is, but I've needed one issue forever, and every time I run across some Ronin books in the wild, I forget what issue it is. So I just kind of take a guess. So I've ended up getting like 3 or 4 number 1s, and this whole time it's been number 4. We're talking like 2 decades of trying to find number 4 and forgetting it. I've run across it and thought I had it. I'm like, so
you don't see that one as much,
right? I don't know what was going on, but in my view, there's certain books it seems like you just don't find, and then you can find tons of another book in the same series. Like, I don't know what the deal is, but like I can find number 1s all day long. Number 4, no,
But that's where Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came from. I mean, it was all that was a parody of that and X-Men melded together, and then they made billions of dollars.
And here's a series that I don't understand why more people don't talk about these, but maybe, if you're a fan of somebody, DC would just give them the book. They could do whatever they want in it, man. So ended up getting the Argonis. All right.
Yeah.
Scott Hampton, which is actually better than you would think. Mike Allred, you either like him or you don't, if you.
I love him.
Yeah. And then one of my favorites since I was a kid, because we had heavy metal in the house and I saw Heavy Metal, the movie. It was probably like the 3rd VHS tape we ever rented when they started doing that. Richard Corbin, seeing Richard Corman in the last 20 years pop up doing a Hulk, banner, getting mainstream work at the big two, it's just so bizarre for me, So
Isn't there another issue of Solo that was like recalled and it was only distributed like a few copies in England? Do you know that story? It was like something.
I don't know if it was Solo, but I think it was an Elseworlds annual. That's the only one I know.
Oh,
of.
maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, they put a Super Baby in a microwave and people flipped out.
Well, what are they smoking at DC?
Yeah,
I mean, why did they do that?
I don't know. And then I got the Nexus Madman crossover. I mean, I've loved this book since it came out. In the 90s. Good stuff there. Mike Allred, doing his thing.
Was that Madman?
It is
a cover.
Nexus versus Madman. I think it's a Steve Rude cover.
Yeah.
But I think Mike Allred might be doing the art inside. I can't remember. I haven't read it in a while. Yeah.
Dark Horse. Okay.
And I only got like 2 or 3 more here, but I don't know if you guys got the Future Quest a few years ago. I'm not saying it was perfect, but it was definitely fun. Anything with the Herculoids, anything with these 60s Hanna-Barbera cartoons, I'm in. Birdman had to win me over, and I think it's fantastic now.
Did you get Superman meets Top Cat? They have been teaming up with a realistically drawn Top Cat.
Well, after what they did with Snagglepuss, I was at, because I'm like, that's just, I don't know. But I mean, I do have a few of them. I'm trying to think who it is. Johnny Quest, Adam Strange meets Johnny Quest or something, or I don't know. I got a few of those crossovers.
I think Nightwing and Peter Potamus were teamed up. They're out of their minds.
Oh my gosh. Kitchen Sink the Spirit, and I'll grab these whenever. I really hate that they're in black and white though, but I guess, I'm finding them cheap when I do find them. They just reprint the 40s and 50s strips and stuff. And I got a whole new appreciation for I always push DC Bronze Age stuff. Bronze Age is obviously my favorite era of comics, but it's so funny with DC. It's like anything that wasn't superheroes, I kind of recommend give a chance. I'm like, a lot of people make fun of their Fafnir and Grey Mouser and some of the sword and sorcery stuff and Beowulf. I kind of dig it. I like it.
I do too. I liked it.
Some great artists came out there. Yeah,
they were short series. They didn't live that long, but they were pretty good, I think.
Yeah, and then you had the Tarzan books. I keep those on handy there. Who was it? Mike Kaluta started out doing the Venus. Oh man, I'm going blank talking to you
Carson
guys.
of Venus.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, those backups are fantastic. I can't believe they've never been collected with that stuff. So there we go. You got the cover I wanted. I had to settle for the Wonder Girl. That's my signature. That's my signature name. Yeah, that's my
Jerry, who was in chat earlier, gave this to me.
He's doing the Batusi.
That's my signature dance. It really is.
I'm leaving it on. I'm leaving it on you till we see your sweater again. Okay, that's plenty.
Yes, it is.
And real quick,
what you got there?
Like Man from Uncle?
Oh yes, definitely.
I found the original board game at a yard sale and got it for $1, I think.
Oh, great box.
Yeah, everything. Well, all the pieces are in here and they're mint. Even the little cards and the chips that come with it. And then this right here, this will be played in the house soon.
Goodness,
that was a great series. I love that series.
Yeah. Oh, when I hang out with my grandmother, it was Murder, She Wrote, and Golden Girls. I mean, and we still watch those shows. Yeah.
Tim, did you see the game behind me?
What do you have?
From 1961.
Oh, that's outstanding. I didn't even know. Oh, that's.
Before they even had the colors down.
Yeah, before it was yeah.
Barney Rubble as a redhead. I don't know what I think.
Everyone had black and white TV at that point, so nobody knew.
If I have a game that I want to reclaim from when I was a kid, it's the Mad Magazine game. That's the one. I'm gonna eventually will have.
Oh, Gore's right. She was great in that.
Yeah.
And she was a whopping 3 years older than Lawrence Harvey playing his mother.
Yeah.
Jambo, I'm trying to go to you, buddy. Are you show anything here?
I got a few. I just grabbed out of a box next to me here.
There we go. Look at that.
So King Comics from 48.
Wait. Okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around that. It's obviously a monkey, but why does it look like Wimpy's illegitimate son?
He stole his hat.
Well, he's got his stash in his nose too, so yeah, it could be.
I mean, he'll do anything for a hamburger on Tuesday, you know.
I'll gladly pay you on Monday.
Ah,
Oh, they say HIV started.
Oh dear.
Hillary Queen. So Jack Kane.
I don't see too many of those books.
No, you sure don't.
And there was a Famous Funnies that had the. same
Relax,
dog
read the
there.
comics.
that's the Frankie Goes to Hollywood edition.
Yeah.
Jambo, I'm going to come right back to you, but I'm just introducing Spinner Rack. Hello, Spinner.
Oh,
Hello.
We're going to go right back to Jambo for a second.
That's about it, man. I just grabbed a couple things out of a box. Here's a Matt Baker cover.
Fantastic.
the one that said relax, was that during World War II?
I think it was right after.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, it was 49.
Oh, okay.
So relax, read the comics.
That cover is more sinister than I think they meant for it to be. You got a dog floating in the air, a big guy with an axe. You know?
Very ominous for the dog.
He's not too happy looking either. Angry looking dog.
Hey, smashed the doghouse, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just-
I see.
It's just his ugly brother. That's not a dog.
It's a dog face. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Hey, fantastic. Welcome to Spinner Rack.
Hey, Graphic Man.
You got my
Sorry,
Instagram?
I'm not active on Instagram. So it when I went over to Instagram, I couldn't even remember my password. So I
Yeah.
had to reset it. That's why I'm so late.
Well, it's great to have you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Um,
I
yes,
grabbed
have
some
you-
Christmas books off the Spinner Rack if you'd like to see them.
I sure
Sure.
would. We'll go right to you.
Okay. There's
All right, here we go. What I grew up
little
on.
Audrey. And let's see, this is Action Comics 105.
Fantastic. Look at that.
That's nice.
Trying to stuff him down.
Thank goodness Superman is there. Thank goodness.
And the captain, I think, was showing a Famous Funnies. Here's
That's nice. That's a nice copy too.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh man, those soldiers are classic too. That's fantastic.
Here's a
Hello, Comic Crack.
old,
Wow.
comic
Well
cascade.
played.
And you know, the funny thing about this particular one is when you look at it, are they leaving gifts or are they taking his gifts?
Yeah,
Look
it
at
looks
the
like
expressions, you know, especially on the Green Lantern's face there. You know, it's just
it looks like they're robbing the guy.
yeah, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is shady, I will admit. You know, he left the window
With
unlocked.
his window open.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's very great.
Not even a mouse. I take
Let's
offense
see
to
here.
that.
Here's a Richie Rich.
Now that's a kid who could really play Santa Claus.
Yeah. Here's one you don't see too often. It's a black cat.
I think by that point she hardly appeared inside the stories, but
Yeah.
she was still on the cover though.
Well, you know, it was so strange. She started out as a superhero, and then it went to horror for a while. Then she was a Western for a while.
And I'm getting to see where Alan Moore got Cobweb and Promethea. So, okay.
There
we go.
Oh, yeah. I got that book. Where the heck is that? I could have showed it. Nice. I love those Harveys.
And I'll show you probably my favorite here. Batman 27.
Yeah, well played.
Whoa.
Number 27.
Yeah. So that would have been from, let's see, 45.
According to the Frog Brothers and Lost Boys, that's a serious book. There's only 5 in existence. No.
Well, I would think there's more than that.
It was in the movie.
I think he's just joking.
It was in the movie.
Yeah.
It was yeah.
Here's another early Batman, 33. And tell me when you want me to stop. I gotta.
Never.
Yeah.
I probably got another 5 or 6, but I can grab a whole bunch of more off the spinner racks. There's another Famous Funnies.
Wow.
The problem is you can't read any of these.
Yeah, I know. I'm not wild about slabs, to be honest. I probably have, I'm going to guess, about maybe 100 slabs.
That's about what
which
I
is
got.
probably 100 too many, but I've been thinking about cracking some of them open, but like something like this graded at this grade, I can't bring myself to do it.
No, not at, if it's 9.0 or higher, I wouldn't do it either.
But if you do it live on YouTube, so everyone can
Yeah.
enjoy it.
That's pretty cool. Jack in the Box. Robin and
Let's
Batman
see.
in the box.
That was from 48. Let me know if there's too much glare, because I can take them out.
Oh wow, Hellboy is a baby.
No, you're doing good. That's less glare than what I usually have.
Man, I love those Hot Stuff books.
Now let's see. The last one I grabbed, but I can go get more. This is Action 93 from 1946. And the history of this book, I think, is interesting. If you think about it, in September of 45, World War II ended. So you can see that this book is a celebration, I think, of the war ending. And if you look, you can see that the people down at the bottom of the Christmas tree, it looks like they're kind of on a cloud there, are people of various nationalities.
Those are beautiful books.
So, well, that's all I was able to grab real quick. I can go get more if you want me to.
Sure, that'd be great. No,
Okay, I'll be back.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna hop off here. We got a early morning start, and we gotta jump on there. And plus, I'm a little loopy, getting a little tired. But I've been yelling.
I'm the one that's thinking of Norco. I should be Lupo, Loopy.
Well,
I can't even say the word.
yeah, I'm sitting here like guessing the comics. I was like, in my mind, I was saying 64, and when I opened my mouth, 67. I'm like, what? But man, thank you so much for having me, man. It's great seeing everybody, meeting everybody, and Hans, it's really great to see you. Hans and I, we more or less go back quite a bit. So
Yeah, long way.
yeah, man.
We're still gonna do that stream though. We're gonna get together.
Yeah, Send me a message and stuff. And a graphic man, thank you so much for having me. I had a great time.
We'd love to have you back sometime. I'm sure Steve wants to see you, and he missed you.
Oh, absolutely.
Charlton 66. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, definitely. I would love to. Absolutely love to. So yeah. All right.
Howler,
guys,
nice meeting you, buddy.
So, Merry Christmas. Take care.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody. Good to see Eric.
Merry Christmas.
Everybody. Yep. So And everybody, hey, later, guys.
All right. See you, man.
Everybody.
Hey,
And Bronco Bear in Israel is still awake. Hello, Bronco. Go ahead, Eric.
Graphic, I'll be right back. Don't let him show any books till I get back. This
Okay,
is
okay.
awesome.
Yeah, he had some great stuff.
Well,
You got a full box of books from work, Gratu?
Oh yeah, I just also just got this Mego figure.
Let's see that.
Where's the camera?
hey, look at that.
Wow, yeah, nice.
Frankenstein.
Is that a new one or original?
No, there was nothing like Mego in the 70s didn't have the universal license. They had a Frankenstein that had the bolts like here and looked different. There's another company, I think called AHI, that actually had the universal. Then I got this I just opened a present while someone else was on, and so
Nice.
anyway, it's a Funko Pop of Ratfink, but it's got like these eyes without pupils that are it's kind of very sinister looking.
Yeah.
I have way too many of these things now, but because the person knew I was into Ratfink and Big Daddy Roth. Okay, just the rest of the stuff is just 70s horror that Journey into Mystery 16. I mean, I don't mean just, but most people
Was that
are
a
into this.
reprint?
Oh yeah, these are all reprints. These are all 50s reprints from the early 70s.
But the covers are probably new, right?
Yeah, the covers are new.
Yeah, they're new covers. It's just stuff I love from my childhood, but
Yeah.
these issues
Yeah, they're
I didn't
fun.
get.
They're a lot of fun.
Oh, look at that one. She's getting ripped apart.
Yeah, it comes out of the mirror. Yeah.
Another cool. I gotta go through my collection of those comics.
You got a bunch that were covered in some weird substance at a garage
Yeah,
sale.
they were. That,
Did you determine what that was? Was it Coca-Cola?
no, it's some kind of adhesive. I don't know where it came from, but I mean, it was very sticky.
Yeah. Weird.
Very weird. Something. I think he must have had that stuff in a garage, and something leaked in there.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's
Got,
nice.
Steve Ditko hippies,
Yeah.
which I know he didn't like hippies.
No, he hated hippies.
House of Secrets.
Very good.
That's nice.
No, he hated hippies. I hear it.
Looks like we've got a delay. Somebody turned into an alligator. Or maybe it's a crocodile.
That's a great one.
I've never seen this cover. There's a woman marrying a corpse.
Oh, that's nice.
That's,
It's
that is sweet.
Joe Biden story.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Another House of Secrets. Oh, it looks like the masthead is, sort of slight nudity.
A sea witch.
Yeah.
And naked, too.
There's just something about comics that, unless they're underground comics or if I'm reading National Lampoon, I like them to only go so far. So when John Byrne puts that stuff, like just the idea of Superman and Big Barda being in a porno movie, that it just angers me because it's not. If in National Lampoon, I might think that's funny, but it just there's boundaries. I think it's like I don't know. Even though that was probably like a underground comic, the one that Paulo showed that showed the Virgin Mary,
Yeah.
I thought that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, for what it's worth, that is not indicative of the burn run by any stretch.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like, whoa. I know there's.
I like Byrne on his the She-Hulk. That was.
Yeah. Although translated into television, I don't know how that's going to go around talking to the camera. It's going to be, I think, maybe a little cringy, but we'll see how they do it. There's only a few more. I know this isn't very Christmassy, but in a way it is, because like there's some red here, you know. And
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And there's white. That could be snow-covered roller coaster.
Yeah. And all those Thor books are very Christmassy because I understand when Graphic Man, when do Bible scholars think that Jesus really might have been born? Because they, you know, the star, the shepherds in the fields, it wasn't at December 25th.
I've heard June.
Well,
I've heard that too. I've heard.
I always thought September.
Yeah.
It's still not cold enough for shepherds to be inside. And when Caesar wants to tax them, the best time to tax you is right after harvest. And so September would kind of be my choice. And there's also the Feast of Tabernacles, all that stuff kind of jumps in there. But I would say September, not December, but you know, we're not gonna change anybody's mind, and we don't.
Well, you know, the church probably switched it over to, I think, in one of their conferences or whatever you call them, they switched it over to December because that's the winter solstice, and they wanted to convert a lot of pagans to their.
Well, I think when the Romans converted the Vikings to Christianity, they might say, well, we'll convert to your religion, but we don't want to give up our holidays. I mean, just about everything, all the Christmas traditions. I mean, Santa Claus, the elves. But Santa Claus was based on Odin, and Odin had a 8-legged horse that flew. And so then you've got 8 reindeer that fly, and then Odin's horse, was it Sleipnir? I forget what it, but he would land on the roof, and then kids would put out stockings to feed the horse. It was all, and then there were traditions that if an old man comes to your house, you know, well, basically they had this for survival because it was so cold there that if it got dark and someone didn't let you into their home, you would die. So they had this tradition that a stranger comes to your house, you let them in for the night, and because you never know if it's going to be Odin, and then you let some stranger in, and then sometimes he would reveal himself to be Odin, and then he would tell all these stories, and then people would write them down, and that would wind up in their Bible, which was what the Prose Edda, which we only have a little bit of that, where all these stories come from.
I've often thought it's fortunately that Marvel didn't make Thor ride around in a chariot pulled by goats, and that would not look good, I don't think, in a Marvel comic. It looked kind of silly.
Well, and the red beard and everything. It's but it's like the whole tradition. All the traditions are Germanic. Just 3 more here. I'm sorry, I'm hogging things. I'm going to show all these on my channel where I actually have some light. This room doesn't have the light. And then there's a Vault of Evil and another Vault of Evil. And then I got a bunch of Beatles magazines, but they're all kind of trashed. But, you know, they're Beatle magazines. Oh, I got some other. You don't want to see that. We got a Spinner X.
All right.
Hello, Spinner.
Hello. I brought 2. This first one's for you. You mentioned last year you couldn't find your Frosty the Snowman.
You found it this year.
Yeah, it's been found.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the same one, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah.
I think it is. I could have sworn he wasn't flying on the one I've got, but
That looks a little different.
I think the one he may have been on the ground on mine.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I think Jambo showed another Frosty earlier.
Oh,
That's
yeah, look at it. And the rocket ship. Santa Claus Funnies.
You know, I'll tell you
That's
about these Santa Claus funnies I'm going to show you. I used to religiously go to San Diego Comic Con back in the late 80s, or in the 90s, before it became a Hollywood toy show.
Yeah.
And I was collecting Christmas comics at that time. And I ran across a dealer who had a whole bunch of the Dell file copies. And so I probably picked up 5 or 6 of them. They were kind of pricey at the time. At least I thought they were, around $40, $50 a piece, but they're just all in beautiful shape.
That's nice.
Wow.
It's a nice looking cover, yeah.
And here's another one of those Santa Claus funnies.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, those are the Christmases I kind of remember.
Isn't he supposed to beat them because they're still awake? He didn't want them to be awake.
Yeah. This is one of my
that's
favorites, an
beautiful.
LB Cold cover.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
This one is a hard issue to find, especially in nicer condition.
Holiday Comics. What issue is that?
I've not seen that.
It is, I think it's number 5.
Okay.
I'm not very smart. A lot of smart people write it on the back.
I think it says it in the front right there, doesn't it?
I'm trying to, I don't.
And the bell, where the bell
Oh,
is.
yeah, here it is. Yeah, January. Oh, here it is. Yeah, number 5. It is number 5.
Okay, yeah.
The thing I like about this one is it's kind of that Santa's cross between, the kind of the tiny little elf Santa and then the Coca-Cola Santa. It's like somewhere in between.
Is that Cole again?
Yeah, I believe so.
Where are the frisky animals, though?
Frisky Fables.
Hey, Red Rider.
That's the Alec Baldwin School of Gun Safety there.
Yeah.
And here's another one I picked up in San Diego that one year.
Yeah, that looks like kind of a sinister look.
Yeah.
You might want to call 911.
Yeah, the colors are sharp. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get after it with that whip, huh?
Nice.
And none of these are slabbed, as you can tell.
Oh, those are great.
This is probably one of my favorite superhero Christmas covers.
The Super Baby Twins, huh?
So
Yeah,
Lois
except,
Lane
well,
is-
one's not super.
That's right.
I don't know if you can read the
He's upset.
are we
captions.
supposed to be wondering if that's Lois Lane because she's in the mystery?
Yeah, it sure looks like her, doesn't it, Gratu? It's got her profile.
It was about 3 or 4 times they would hide the face, either with a box or a shadow.
Yeah.
The Perfect Santa Claus, Richie Rich. Just love those covers. Santa Claus Funnies. They're great.
Oh, look at that.
Is that the first one?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Archie Christmas covers. Archie, as you guys know, is a fabulous series for not only Christmas, but really all holidays. Like they always follow the seasons in their book.
The Christmas covers are especially beautiful. Oh, neat.
Yeah, they are.
He's singing White Christmas. There we go.
Let's see. I always forget which way to move here.
Great covers, and they're such, high grade condition. It's amazing.
Yeah, especially these Santa Claus funnies. Like I said, they were all filed copies according
Yeah,
to the dealer.
that's just amazing. All of them are poster worthy.
Yeah.
And it's funny, when I was wandering around San Diego Comic-Con picking up Christmas books, I know there was at least one other collector, because I'd go to the dealer and I'd say, "Hey, you got any Christmas books?" And he'd say, "Well, I did, but there was somebody just before you." So there was one other collector at least.
That one's a little.
It was probably a guy by the name of Gratu, or maybe Captain Strangelove.
That is nice. Well, he doesn't look like he's going to fit in that damn chimney.
You need Superman.
Yeah.
Was that one another LB Cole? That last one you just showed?
I believe so, yeah. I think he may have done, there's only like 9 issues of Holiday Comics, and I think LB Cole may have done all of them. I could be mistaken.
It looks like him.
Wow.
And the final one that I pulled.
That's a nice one. I have that too. In that car. There's one where he's in a Jeep. Do you have that one too?
I don't recall. I might. Well, anyway, that's what all I've got. I can go pull.
That's a
more.
lot. That's a lot. That's great stuff. Really great.
You've been getting some nice compliments in the chat. I don't know if you've been able to see them all. Yeah, they look great. And I'm so glad you were able to join us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
There's a great video. I saw a few seconds of it. I haven't had a chance to watch it. That Spinner Rack put up that about a week ago.
Yeah,
You guys need to see his channel, and he has another channel that just shows all his Christmas.
Right.
You have a Christmas channel and a comic channel.
Yeah, my wife and I are holiday collectors of holiday stuff like Halloween, Christmas. So I have another channel, a much more successful channel than my comic book one. But what I did, and if you go to my comic book channel about a week ago, as Ratu mentioned, you'll see some of the comics I showed. But I started off with showing my Christmas tree, and I'm a vintage light collector. So I show off some of the old bubble lights and talk about the history of them. So yeah, check out the video.
Those are awesome.
That's definitely going to be, I'm going to check that out. I have a lot of that vintage stuff too, but I'm always afraid to put it up. From the 50s, early 60s, those bubble lights and the old glass bulbs that were hand painted and decorated.
Yeah. Captain, I run all of my vintage lights on dimmers.
Yeah.
And
that's a good idea.
I get the kind where when you turn it on, or some of them you can slide it on, they come up slowly and then they go down slowly, like in a movie theater.
Uh-huh.
And it really will save the bulbs, those old bulbs.
Right. So that makes sense. That makes sense.
And run them about, 80%.
Right. That is a good idea. Of course, when we had those bulbs, I didn't have anything like that.
No.
Wasn't anything readily available to do that, but.
And a lot of people on those figural bulbs that are painted, they burned out so quickly because they were painted, and so they heated up. But don't throw them away, because you can put a little string or wire around the tops of them, and then use them as Christmas decorations and hang them from a tree. So
another good idea.
Yeah.
That's vintage Christmas. With vintage drinks and vintage decorations, and That's the way I like Christmas.
I liked when they sold boxes of asbestos to make it look like snow on your tree. That's all.
I remember, having trees like that.
Well, in the Victorian days, when they used candles on the trees, there were stories of, the women were wearing those huge skirts.
Yeah.
And I guess the damn things would catch on fire.
Aye.
As they brushed up against the Christmas tree, they would catch on fire. So.
You guys,
whoa.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
You guys watched much YouTube this week?
I always watch YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was the sellmycomics.com guys was opening a collection they bought for 20 grand, and it had a lot of cool Dale stuff in it and things like that, and some classics illustrated, but nothing worth $20,000 until he got to an Amazing Fantasy 15, which was really nice, right? It was about a 4.0, but the guy that was selling the collection to him had went to take it out of the bag and left the tape on there.
Oh.
Stuck on the front cover and did a big pull right above Spider-Man's arm there.
Who did that? With the owner or
the guy that was selling the collection to sellmycomicbooks.com? And they showed it, and it was just terrible, man. I can imagine what that guy was thinking, but
his face
why
must
would
have
you
turned
have
white?
tape anywhere
He
near
fainted.
a book like that,
Wow.
But it still had the piece that had pulled off was still stuck to the tape that was holding the book in the bag, and I was like,
Unbelievable.
You could probably CGC that piece of tape and sell it for $100, huh?
right, right.
I mean, what does page of Action Comics #1 go for?
Yeah.
So Jambo, what's the channel? You saw this on?
sellmycomicbooks.com.
And it's the
It's
most
just Sell
recent
My Comic
video.
Books. Yeah, it's the guy that Duke, the one that has Shanghala.
If it's still there, I'll try to grab it, and I'll isolate that one little, like 10 seconds of it. And if we want to torture ourselves, I'll just loop it for a few times.
Oh, I just cringed, man, when I seen it, because I knew what they were talking about even before they showed it. I was like, it's going to be a tape pull. And it was. Dear. It was, oh, my God.
Sell My Comics, they get these boxes, and they open it, and then they go through the comics.
Okay.
And then there's a sister channel that I'm always talking about called Shanghala. And once they've gone through the books, they pull out ones that they think are worth more than $10, and they put them in short boxes, and they send them to this guy that runs the Shanghala channel, and he goes through them and pulls them out and talks about each one. And I really enjoy that because you're watching a guy surprised by what he's getting, and he's kind of giving you what the significance of this book is and what grade it is. It's just really, and he's real. You never see him; you just see his hands, and he usually has a little action figure there. But he sounds to me just like Santa Claus. He laughs and everything. He's got this real genial personality. So that's Shanghala, and he's the guy that had a multiple part episode where he showed the Mexican Spider-Man comics where Gwen Stacy lived.
Okay.
And that's the only time I've ever seen those. So yeah, Shanghala, and then Sell My Comic Books are great channels.
Super.
Gratsu, when you were watching those videos, could you help but laugh every time and be like, blah, 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 but, blah, 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 but, because he'd show the panels with Gwen's butt.
Oh, yeah.
It made me chuckle every time.
Yeah, the artist, or probably the publisher in Mexico, wanted there to be lots of shots of Gwen Stacy from behind. They were trying to sell it as good girl art.
Dave, I didn't realize you had a channel. I just subbed to it. If you got a little ping of a notification, that was me subbing to your channel.
Oh, thank you.
That's right up my alley. I love stuff like this. And your books were amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were.
it's fantastic.
Guys, I come to this for humility.
Well, unfortunately, I'm kind of a fossil myself. I turned 60 in October, so
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
Dave, you'd be perfect on this channel. I gotta say, I love your video about the cowboy and Western comics.
oh yeah.
And I really highly recommend that particular video as well. He also has videos about where he's got some Archie original art, and he's kind of got a sprinkling of just about anything you want to watch in a channel. Very good stuff.
Did
Yeah,
Dave say
last
you
year I
turned
did
60
probably
this
3 or
year?
4 Christmas videos. And Graphic Man, you're right. I think I showed some original Christmas art from Archie,
Yep.
including the cover. I think it was a Betty and Veronica cover.
I think so.
Yeah.
Eric's
fact,
asking.
I have that cover original. Let me go get it real quick. It's here in this room.
I think he said he turned 60. In case you're.
Yeah, you should be a regular on the show.
Yeah, I like this. I just got a little younger.
And I don't feel so old.
I've fallen to bronze.
All right. Here is the original. Oops, I'm going the wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
Art, Dan DiCarlo art. What is it? A Betty and Veronica 84. As I recall,
Pretty
I think it
nice.
was from the early 90s, maybe.
That's pretty nice.
Leaning on the UPC code.
So, and I found this in San Diego back in the early 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I could afford anything I have today if I had to
Yeah.
buy it today. Or
Art has gone
too
through
expensive.
the roof. Yeah, it's really expensive now. Mike, I'm
it
gonna
is a bit of a sexy cover for Christmas.
Yeah.
Of teenage girls.
I'm gonna tap out, Mike. And
All right,
leave
Jimbo.
early tonight.
Always a
I've got
pleasure
All
to
right.
see you. You
Early
had some
day.
great stuff, Jimbo. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys. I
Merry
guess I'll
Christmas,
see-
Jolly Jambo.
Everybody, take care. Y'all have a. I hope you get what you want.
Yeah.
Take care. We'll see you
Take
next
care.
Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. And we are approaching the 3-hour mark.
Yeah, I'm going to show you this, and then I'm going to split to.
All right.
This is copyrighted 1938, but I'm not sure of the exact year. It's the Lone Ranger game.
Oh, wow.
Isle Silver. I
Spinner Rack would not want to see anything like that.
I think it's missing some pieces, a few pieces. I'm not exactly sure, but I bought this for like $25 at an antique store. I think it's worth, if it's, it's copyrighted 1938, so if it's from that year, it's probably worth more than that, I
Yeah,
would think.
wow.
Yeah, that's before he's kind of established in his trademark blue shirt.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Well, it's probably 38 because Lone Ranger started on radio in 33.
okay.
So that's not like an original copyright date. That must be the date of the game.
Right, yeah. Well, that's what I know. It's the date of the game, but New York, Chicago, London. Yeah.
In fact, some of those early Dells, he's wearing a red shirt. And then when they started doing the painted covers, he's more established in that either gray or blue, depending on,
I think the TV show established the blue.
it probably definitely helped. Yeah.
Because they even had the mask like covering his mouth like a
Yes. Yeah.
whatever I can't say the word on YouTube, the disease that everyone's scared of mask. But instead
Face
of
covering?
yeah, ritualistic shame covering, whatever.
And the knockoff of Lone Rider was the Lone Ranger, called Lone Rider, and he had the full mask,
Yeah.
kind of just like a scarf in front of his face. Yeah.
Maybe they had COVID back then too.
Only when they're robbing a stagecoach.
Yeah. So it was kind of weird, Elizabeth Warren and that other Senator Brooks, they both had their double COVID shots from Pfizer, and then they got the booster, and then they still got COVID afterwards. Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of nuts.
Well, Spinner, we'd love to have you back sometime. I'm going to pull the plug here in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. I guess you'll have to keep a watch on your Instagram or
yeah. I gave you my email address too. So
on Instagram. Okay, I'll check it out.
No, it was in a couple times in the chat. I posted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to reach me, it's graphicman404@gmail.com. Okay. So if you forget, go back to this part of the video, and I'll be looking for it in the chat in the rewind. So
yeah, it's Mr. Bubble 1225. Now, can you figure at gmail.com? I'll let you figure out what that refers to.
Okay. I know that was a special soap.
Yeah, back in the 60s, I used to bathe with that all the time, Mr. Bubble.
Well, I'm talking Bubble
powder.
Here.
It wasn't a box.
Mr. Bubble with the 1225, which of course is December 25th. So
okay.
Santa Claus.
All right, guys. Well, have a good evening.
All right,
you too.
Take care.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Nice meeting you.
Merry Christmas, Jackson. And once again, Lead Paint, thank you so much. I sent you an email. Make sure you catch that. And Lead Paint is a great guy. And so is everybody in our chat. And Mastodon. And I thought I would hold out till the 3-hour mark. I hear the YouTube will look kindly on that, or people will look kindly on that. So got another 2 minutes, I guess.
Those damn puppets took some of our audience.
Oh, really?
To the beginning, I missed it.
Well, Maranya was here.
Oh.
Yeah, and Pixel and the Frog were doing multiple videos and a live reading of Amazing Spider-Man 50.
Are we still on the air or are we off?
Yes.
No, we're on. We're on.
Oh, we're off?
And Maranya's back. They must have finished up.
We're still here.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, I was going to take off my clothes and put a lampshade on, but good thing I didn't.
Do you guys have a lot of covers that have dogs on them?
No.
I don't.
All right.
How about insect covers? And don't say any kind of specific insect either.
Perfect. Insects. The title of the show is we're getting bugged or something like that. Yeah, I'll come up with something. That'll be great. I've got a lot of giant insects attacking people too. So
let's see that there was a couple of series where they have a lot of insect covers by ACG. I think Unexpected, and then there's Worlds Unknown or something like that.
Forbidden Worlds. Yeah,
Forbidden Worlds.
Yeah, Forbidden. Yeah.
There you are. Yeah.
Yeah, leave that one on top. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
We might lead off with that one.
Been told I have a magic couch I can just pull things out of, and sometimes there might be.
So that's what that means. The Frog was talking about that one night, and I had no idea what he was talking about.
So,
all right. Well, we'll go ahead and pull the plug. Good night, Basil. Good night, everybody. And Captain, you stay on, and we're going to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
And of course, all of you stay on here. But everybody, good night. We will see you next Wednesday. And until then, don't let anybody bug you. Special guest Shannon will be here.
Oh, all right.
Show his
My
photo.
buddy
There we
Shannon.
go.
My buddy Shannon.
He hates it when I show this one. So, but we'll probably have a full slate back. We hope to have Charlton 66 and Dr. Silver Age come back as well. So we'll see you then. Till then, happy drawing. Good night, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and good night, kids.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Yeah,
Christmas.
Good night.